Swear I couldn't sleep awake last night. No point in turning off the lights. Not the same without your head on my shoulders. Growing pains, but I don't wanna get older. Almost like we left it all already. Couple feelings never laid to rest. Didn't know that the party was over. And it's true that I need you here closer. Burning photos. How to learn to let go of I used to. Somebody in another skin. I heard that you're happy without me, and now it's true. It kills me a little, that's okay, 'cause I die for you. You know I'd still die for you. I hope you're getting everything you needed. Found the puzzle piece and feel completed. Just wanted you to know every reason. Hope you really know that I mean that. I couldn't see the forest from the trees. Only time we speak is in my dreams. Burning photos. Had to learn to let go of I used to. Somebody in another skin. I heard that you're happy without me, and I hope it's true. It kills me a little, that's okay, 'cause I die for you. You know I'd still die for you.
Well, imagine seeing your husband, brother, or father brutally killed by religious fanatics.
They proceeded to slaughter 41 people, including 37 children.
The government took her to the detention center and tortured her, and she was bleeding.
A Hindu mob paraded naked two Christian women.
A dark heart, I'll grab my light.
Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me.
While the horrible video led to worldwide outrage, some families are happy that the martyrs kept their faith.
You will be hated by everyone because of me. But the one who stands firm to the end will be saved. If the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. Never will I leave you. Never will I forsake you. Stand firm, and you will win life.
Authorities arrested and marched 20 Japanese Christians with 6 foreign missionaries hundreds of miles from Kyoto until they arrived here, where 26 crosses were already waiting for them. One account tells us of a Christian boy who, upon arriving, told his captors, "Show me my cross."
And you have no doubts at all?
And do not die for things they done.
Waiting, sir.
Waiting for what?
Private Das to finish praying for us, sir.
Love your enemies, and pray for those who persecute you, that you may be children of your Father in heaven. If you love those who love you, what reward will you gain? Are not even the tax collectors doing that?
Before the revolution in 1914, there were about 70,000 representatives of the clergy in Russia. But by the end of 1937, only 100 remained alive and free.
The Jewish Bolshevik regime deliberately mechanized 3 series of genocidal man-made famines. Christians, priests, and the most attractive youth, and all non-Jewish intellectuals were the first to be exterminated. In years to come, Stalin's crime against humanity would make Lenin's Red Terror crumble in comparison.
If you find yourself in a lion's den,
I am sending you out like sheep among wolves.
and pull my pin,
Do not be afraid of those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul.
go with you.
Rather be afraid of the one who can destroy both soul and body in hell. What then shall we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? In all these things, we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. For we know that since Christ was raised from the dead, he cannot die again. Death no longer has mastery over him. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. For just as we share abundantly in the sufferings of Christ, so also our comfort abounds through Christ. If we are distressed, it is for your comfort and salvation. If we are comforted, it is for your comfort, which produces in you patient endurance of the same sufferings.
As I silently rub the drops of blood on the wood, I can only find the right words when I think of that merciful and just God who is so far away, and yet so close.
In your struggle against sin, you have not yet resisted to the point of shedding your blood.
Okay, had to use the bathroom. Is this lined up? Make me a little bigger. That's what she said. That's what she said. How about that Olympics, boys? How about that Olympics? How about that Olympics, huh? Ooh, here we go. He dropped a new one.
I went to the ball with Angeline. She wore a dress of gingham green. We danced till the morning lights were seen. Way down in Ayers Hall, there was Susie, Sims, and George, and Pete, and all the boys from Wooster Street. And Martha Jane, she looked so sweet at a gay old nigger ball. Oh golly, what a high old time.
This guy is farming something. Super Bowl anthem. This guy is farming, bro. I mean, I don't know, man. He's fucking farming. I don't know what he's farming, but he's farming it. Oh, fuck.
Such a noise with all the boys. Oh, golly, what a high old time at a gay.
Alright, that's how I kill any viewers we're gonna get today. just fucking axe them right off. God.
What you can get out of marriage is the love, fidelity, and lifelong companionship of a woman who you love and who is devoted to you and to whom you are devoted in return. What you can get are children you love and who love you, who carry on your legacy, your bloodline, and your family name. You can have a family that is stable and whole, one that gives you a sure sense of purpose every single day of your life, a family you live with and share your life with and serve and lead and raise. Okay, so you can get love, meaning, purpose, and legacy. When the new year began, I decided that one of my goals for this show this year would be to make an even more aggressive defense of marriage and family life and to encourage people to have a lot of children. Because if we're going to save Western civilization, that is the only way to do it. And these are topics that, of course, we discuss fairly often in various contexts and for good reason. Marriage is a sacrament. It's the foundation of the family, and the family is the foundation of human society. And my plan was, and still is, to take this message, which I've been preaching for as long as I've had a platform to preach it from, and advance it in an even more deliberate way. And we were going to talk about some of the potential pitfalls, as we often do, while focusing on the importance of finding a spouse and raising a family. And that was the plan starting this week. And then the Elijah Schaffer scandal surfaced, revealing that Schaefer, a conservative commentator who is married and has children, was apparently having an affair with Sarah Stock, who's a conservative commentator, and who at the time was dating the man that she would eventually marry. This has been interesting timing because it's a story that perfectly illustrates the counter-argument, the reason why so many young people are so reluctant to get married and have children in the first place. Now, as to the specifics of this scandal, I'll go into a few of the details.
He should cover the Tens and Coyote scandal, man. Guys, I'm so sad. Tens and Coyote, they're breaking up. I don't think I'll ever recover. Oh no! Oh, I just turned my fucking monitor off on accident. Bro, is this thing still loose? Oh, it's still that loose, huh? That's crazy. That's what she said. I don't know if I'll ever recover from Tens and Coyote breaking up, guys. I don't know if I'll ever recover.
A moment, not because this is a drama channel, but because it's the kind of thing we must contend with if we want to make the case for marriage and family life.
Yo, honestly, I feel like Matt Walsh would do better if he was a drama channel. Like, I feel like if he just sat there live streaming like this and just like shit on people online, he'd make so much more money. Yo, what's up, guys? What's up? Hogney Baker, sis, what's up?
I had to do a monologue right now on that topic. All the comments would be, well, what about this? You see this scandal over here? This is exactly why we don't want to get married. So let's just, let's lean into that, as much as I hate that phrase. I think that those of us on the pro-family side, oftentimes, it's true to say, haven't done a good enough job of acknowledging and accounting for the enormous risks and downside to marriage that young people are confronting at increasing rates.
Yeah, there's a lot of risk if you don't. I mean, there's always risk to everything in life. Anything worth getting always has risk. My issue and my analysis of the problem continues to be that people don't approach relationships correctly. People approach relationships for casual encounters, casual sex, casual conversation. Like they don't even like vet their partners properly. Tens and Coyote are a perfect example, right? We're dating for like 3 weeks and then we just moved in together. It's like, well, yeah, that was set up for fucking failure, right? The main rust is just trusting someone else. Yeah, but like this is I don't understand, because like you won't have problems if you pursue relationships correctly, right? If you follow biblical standards of relationships and how men and women are supposed to reciprocate with each other for both sides, then you won't have these problems. Like, will it still happen sometimes? Yeah. Will it happen way less? Yeah. I don't know.
No matter how hard they try to find a compatible, moral Christian spouse. This is the catch-22. Our culture is decaying. In order to stop the decay, we need people to form stable and loving families, but it's harder to form stable and loving families.
Yeah, step one for not getting fucked over by women: don't date a whore. If she's a whore, you don't date her. You can't fix her. You don't date her. Period. If she's a 304 and she posts her ass cheeks on the internet, you just don't date her. If she processes any remotely promiscuous content at all, you don't date her. Congratulations, you just solved 90% of your guys' problems.
While the culture is decaying. Now, people in the red pill and so-called manosphere spaces have been making this point for a long time and have...
You know, the reason why there's a lot of whores is because you guys keep supporting them, right? They're whores because they keep getting away with it. They keep making money. There won't be a lot of whores if they're not making money, right? It'd be real. You see how fast, real quick they turn around, right? Look at all these whores that start drying up. The income dries up, and suddenly they convert to Christianity, and they're trying to start ministries. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of whores, but like the entire whoring industry is propped up by men. If men just had higher standards in what they were willing to date and tolerate, then this wouldn't be happening. You guys act like women control the world. No, men control the world. Women appeal to us for their place in it, right? These women can only get away with what they get away with because men allow it to happen, right? Because you have men, right, on the manosphere, the red pill, like Andrew Tate, that encourage you to basically engage in what is essentially male feminism, right? Instead of fighting against the status quo and like setting these women straight, like, hey, no, we don't accept this here. He embraces it, right? He's like, fuck it. I'm not going to marry anybody. I'm just going to sleep with all these girls, make them have my children, and then I'll just support them financially or whatever the fuck he wants to do, right? The irony is the whore industry is propped up by married men. That's not entirely true. It's married men, but a large portion of it is actually underage children. So that's why OnlyFans whores don't like to disclose their demographic, because a lot of people on OnlyFans are actually children, which is why they go on Twitch TV. It's why they promote themselves on things like Twitch, right? Yeah, you don't need to slap them though. That's retarded. In my opinion, shouldn't be allowed to vote unless they have family and kids. I don't think most of us should be allowed to vote. I don't think most of anybody should be allowed to vote, including men. Women do have a modicum of power. No, women control sexuality and control sex and access to sex. That's it. They don't control culture. They're a representation of culture. Like, you can definitely tell when a culture, like what the cultural state is in by listening to women, right? So you can tell culturally the whole country is starting, like not just the country, but the world is starting to kind of have like a right-wing kind of revival, right? Because you see a lot of women kind of starting to spout like right-wing ideals, right? Because women will naturally, instinctively, like try to find the in-group that they feel safest in, right? So women are an indicator of culture, but men determine culture. And I know that's hard to hear because some of you just don't want to take responsibility, but unfortunately, we do have to take responsibility at some point. So you need to shame the whores as much as possible. You need to shame the men that pay for the whores as much as possible. There should be no tolerance for it, period. Until men change the culture, it's never going to change. We can't sit around waiting for women to just fucking smarten up. It's not going to work. You need to bring back shame. You need to bring back bullying. And it's that simple. You shame the women, you bully the men. You're a fucking simp. You're a fucking loser. You're paying for OnlyFans? Go fuck yourself. And that's just reality, right? Women don't have any real power. Let's be honest, they don't, and they don't like to hear that, but that's reality, right? Ultimately, they have to appeal to men for anything they want, right? They have to appeal to men for their rights. They have to appeal to men for protection. They have to appeal to men for anything. What they do control is sexuality. Obviously, they control access to sex. So yeah, I mean, ultimately, that's just my take on it. I think people like Andrew Tate or other like red pillars are very good at identifying symptoms, and they do give really good, I think, motivational advice for men. But the problem is like they don't actually prescribe a proper solution. They prescribe male feminism, right?
Taken a lot of heat for it. I've had plenty of arguments with people on that side about this. Entire shows on Netflix have been written about how awful their opinions are and how they've created this manosphere that traffics in dangerous misogyny and so on. But, you know, the truth is when the writer's room at Netflix is so enraged about your views that they start putting you in their shows, then it means that you're on to something. Now, let's talk about this issue from the perspective of a young man. And to anyone who accuses me of only blaming the woman in this story, keep in mind that we talked about this yesterday, and I spent 20 minutes discussing why
You explain male feminism? Yeah, exactly what Andrew Tate does, right? So it's like he recognizes the problem that women are promiscuous, right? But instead of addressing the problem correctly, which is like, you know, reprimanding the women, shaming the women, he engages in the same behavior, right? So he engages in the emotional behavior. It's all about self-gratification. It's all about sexual desire. It's no different than what women. It's no different than what the core concept of feminism was for in the first place, which is sexual freedom, right? So the idea of like, instead of pushing back against it, you're embracing it, right? So the whole idea is like, hey, don't get married, don't try to like fix the culture, just embrace what it is, because we can't fix it. It's basically like a give up the fetus mentality. So what they do is they literally become a male feminist. Essentially, they become the same thing. So if you flip the coin over, like you look at a feminist whore and you flip it over, you get Andrew Tate. You get the same thing. He's a direct response to everything that they push. He's just like the complete polar opposite. So he's more than willing to engage in the debauchery and play the game, right? I'm not willing to play the game, right? That's the difference. Like, and that's the problem, is men have to be not willing to play the game. So, I mean, it's that simple. If you have all these whores and they're not making money and they're not getting picked for marriages and they're not getting relationships, they're going to change their attitude real fast, right? Especially if like men start settling down with good women and then they keep them in line, and then we start having these women also shame these women, right? It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? How did we get here in the first place, right? We got here in the first place like specifically because men pushed it to this point, right? So it takes men to fix it, essentially, you know? So like I like it, and that's not a hate on Andrew Tate, by the way. I'm not trying to dunk the guy. Like I think he makes a lot of good points, especially like on politics and other things. The point I'm trying to describe here is like he is not fighting back against the problem. He's ingratiating himself in the problem, right? For his own emotionals, right? Because sex is emotional. That's what it is. It's emotional. Like, so if you succumb to your sexual urges as a man, you're engaging in basically your feminine emotional traits, right? The same way women do. You're seeking like self gratification, momentary self gratification, that dopamine hit, whatever you want to call it. And the reality is like, if you could just control that better, this wouldn't be a problem, right? The whores get away with being whores because they continue to make millions and millions of dollars from men who just can't control themselves.
Schaefer was wrong to cheat on his wife and how married men should behave so that they don't commit those sins. So we've talked about that. Today we're going to flip it around and focus on the other side, because here's what the story demonstrates. It's not always enough to say that you should date a woman who goes to church, who says that she opposes abortion, who says that she's never slept with anyone outside of marriage, spends every day talking about conservative principles for a living, and who will, in her case, literally stand by your side in front of the Pope as he blesses both of you. Now, a woman can do all those things and convince you that she means every word of what she's saying, that she'll be a fantastic mother to your children, and then you find out one day that, in fact, she was lying to you the whole time. She was actually having an affair with her boss behind your back. She was grinning as the Pope blessed your relationship while she was thinking about her other boyfriend.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we got to ban women from social media. Social media was the worst thing to happen to women. It's also why I warn you guys all the time. Like I said, I love Smugglana, I love Leaflet, I love Kersha, I love all these like female VTubers and some of these female influencers. Like even like an occasional Sydney Watson video here and there, or like a shoe on head video or something, right? But like at the end of the day, you got to remember, these women have had generations of feminism encoded into their fucking brains, right? They were born into it, right? It's hard to decode them, right? It's going to take generations, right? It's going to take us raising daughters to not think this way, and then them raising your grandchildren not to think this way. It's going to take a few generations to irk this out of society. At the end of the day, and you always see it, right? Because I retweeted Straub, for example, like Rev's wife. Rev's wife is going instantly to the defense of Kaede, by the way. Kaede is 100% looks bad in this situation, right? She has a guy who sacrificed everything for her, and she basically just threw it out of threw it all away for because of vibes, essentially. Like the vibes weren't lining up, you know what I'm saying? So it's like she's already like playing defense and calling people misogynist, right? So even like the most base like right-wing girls, like at the end of the day, you can always kind of push them to really expose their feminist beliefs half the time, right? So it's just reality. Yeah, you could feel bad for him, but he also approached it completely wrong. Like, first off, you don't move in with somebody after like 3 weeks, right? You also don't like. I mean, his problem is he's a simp, right? Like, he's not a masculine man, so like now he pays the price for that, right? This is why you always approach relationships with intention, right? You don't approach a relationship just off vibes. Like, oh, we're just vibing, bro. Like, that's retarded. This always ends badly. Like, you will have to approach, like, you don't date unless you're dating for a reason. You have to have a reason in place, right? I don't date unless I don't date outside of I'm looking for marriage and children. If you don't want those things, we're not even going to talk to each other, right? I'm going to go to the next girl, right? Because there are women who do want those things, right? But I also think you should just avoid women on social media in general. Like, it's very hard to trust any of them. I will be respectful and courteous to most of them, but like I will always harbor doubts, like at the end of the day, especially now, like we have this like resurgence of like quote unquote Christian like female VTubers and personalities. Like I'm always skeptical. I mean, how many examples do you need? We have Ashley St. Clair, we have Sarah Stock or Stork, whatever the fuck her name is. Now you had Lauren Southern. There's a bunch of them. I mean, even like Lauren Boebert, for example, is just like super promiscuous as soon as she got out of her marriage. Like there's just all these like conservative Christian women in like mainstream media or social media. Like a lot of it's a LARP, right? Like they're siding with the men culturally that they think will align with their values and give them the better chance of like mating. So
here's the thing: if you don't learn the truth soon enough, then she could, not too far in the future, walk away with half of your assets, including your house, along with alimony for life. This is not some fantastical.
Well, this is also why I argue that the state should have nothing to do with marriage and it should go back to being a church institution.
Hypothetical scenario. It's what apparently happened to the man who was engaged to Sarah Stock, who briefly went by the name Sarah Setka. Sarah's a relative newcomer in the whole trad woman conservative influencer space, and she put out posts like this one when she got engaged. This is from August of 2025. She writes, "I won," along with a picture of her engagement ring. And as you can see there, Charlie Kirk, who was actually an honest and wholesome person, responded, "Congrats, marriage is amazing." Lots of people responded that way. Makes sense to respond. Someone got engaged. It's a happy thing. You say congrats.
And for those of you who like maybe you're not Christian or religious, then like why get married? That's the question I pose to you. I will agree with red pillars when they say, well, don't get married then. Yeah, if you're not religious, there's no reason for you to get married. It's a religious institution in the first place. It's not a secular belief. It's not a standardized belief. I don't even know how you guys do it. It's actually retarded. So, but like if you're religious, you should feel pretty confident with getting married as long as you can do it through the church, because the church will always be there to counsel your marriage if you guys need it. I mean, that's why divorce rate in the church is extremely low. I think it's in like the 20 percentile range. It's pretty low compared to normal like secular marriage. It's like 60 something percent divorce rate, and it's like almost 99% instituted by women all the time. So
congratulations. Then there's this post from Sarah Stock, which she wrote in November of 2024. Quote, the idea that women are...
You can't trust them. Of course you can trust them. I mean, men are just as guilty as at committing like adultery as women. So I don't know. This idea you can't trust women is kind of insane. I mean, that's more of a problem with you than women. Like, I've had plenty of trustworthy women in my life. In fact, like the girl I'm talking to now and sort of dating is very trustworthy. I have no reason to ever doubt her. And if she does do something, then it is what it is. But like until then, I mean, she's operating on good faith with me. I have to operate on good faith with her, right? So like I don't know, man. Everything has a risk. I don't know what to tell you. That's why you need to vet your process. You need to vet stuff better.
Who are waiting until marriage are doing it to manipulate men into marrying them so they can leave and take all their money is kind of schizo, in my opinion. And you probably have a 0.01% chance of that happening. Anyone who's going to be a forever...
I don't think you need to go that far, but I mean, sure. I just think like you just don't date women that are on social media. If you just stop dating, if you stop going after women that have like a large social media presence, you'll have a way better time. You look at her Instagram. If her Instagram is all like half naked photos or like sexually explicit content, you should probably avoid that. But I don't think you need to go to the phone thing. I think if you're getting married and you're engaged, then like you should be at that point, right? Like I have no problem with my spouse like seeing what's on my phone or me looking at her phone or something. But like when you're just dating, no, I mean, there's better ways to vet that. Like you discuss your values constantly, you reaffirm them constantly, because like a lot of time women will slip up at some point. Like, I mean, the girl I'm talking to, I made it very clear that like I follow biblical traditions for relationships. So I made it clear to her already that like I'm in charge, like plain and simple. Like I make the decisions. And and I told her, if you don't feel like you can trust my judgment, you know, as we date, and you feel like my judgment's not good, then, you know, say something and break off the relationship. Like women, it's not just men that should follow this advice. It's women too. Women should approach men this way. If you're dating a man and you don't think you can trust him enough to like follow his lead in the relationship, then like that's just stupid. Seems too much work, in my opinion. Well, then you just should not have a relationship, brother, because like you need to grow the fuck up a little bit.
Bachelor and never procreate because they're not willing to take that risk, especially with a woman they love and trust, is NGMI, not going to make it. Waiting till marriage also has statistically better results for the marriage. And 6 months later, in April 2025, Stock announced that she had converted to Catholicism.
Like, it's perfectly fine that you're not ready for a relationship. Just like don't have one, then it's fine. I don't care. But like to pretend like it's too much work to properly vet the person you'll be with for the rest of your life and who will have your children and like start a family with, like that's just retarded. I'm sorry. That's just a retarded thing to say. Like, yeah, the most important thing in your life that you're gonna do, yeah, you have to put in some effort into it. I'm sorry, bro. Like you shouldn't be in a relationship then.
Stock wrote, quote, I'm officially Catholic. And then she wrote, Ave Christus Rex, meaning Hail Christ the King. And then here's her photo with her husband receiving the Pope's blessing.
Bro, I can't believe this got blessed by the Pope. It's so funny. I don't like Catholics anyway, so this is actually ironic. It's actually hilarious to me that this even happened in the first place.
Now, I'm not prepared to say, as many have, that her conversion was a scam and she never meant anything she said. It was all a big
It's probably
ruse.
not.
I can't say. I can't see inside her soul. Only God can figure that out. It's perfectly possible for a person to profess a certain belief and hold that belief and yet act contrary to it. But we all do that to some extent because we are all sinners.
Yes.
And yet it's also clear that Sarah was also putting together a carefully crafted image. Before she was engaged, she appeared on a podcast in which she claimed that she would abstain from sex until marriage, in contrast to some other women on the panel who openly admitted that they were extremely promiscuous. Watch.
You're also religious, correct?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
Are you waiting until marriage?
Yep.
Have you always waited till marriage?
Yes.
You both are virgins, is that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
No shame, just...
Yeah.
Okay,
Right
cool.
on. I said yes.
What's your body count?
It's 8. 4.
I can give like a roundabout.
Sure.
Like 120.
What the how the fuck are you at 120? Are they not virgins? I mean, one of them is. Obviously we know Sarah definitely isn't. Here's the thing is like I too have values and ethics that I spout on the stream all the time and in the videos, and I don't always live up to them, right? Like I had a moment of weakness. Like I constantly talk about not engaging with pornography, not engaging with like gooner bait stuff, just like keeping that shit out of your life. And you know, I succumbed and I had to admit to it like in a post, and like I had to admit it to you guys, like, hey, I fucked up. I tell you guys not to do this, and then I ended up doing it, right? But it's like that's the thing is like you have to admit it. Like, you have to confess, right? The problem is you can't lie. You can't tell people you're a virgin, right? Like I just don't understand. It's like it's okay to not be perfect as a Christian. A lot of these like especially like fresh converts or like especially like female Christians, they have this like weird idea in their head that they have to be perfect all the time or something. But like no, you don't have to be perfect, and you don't have to like you don't have to shame like you don't have to attack everybody else because they're not perfect. Like I know like I said, the girl I'm dating constantly gives me shit because I swear all the time. And she's like, yeah, like she always like just telling me, yeah, stop swearing. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's like, all I can do is work on it, right? And ask for forgiveness. Like I am very confrontational. I'm a way more confrontational Christian than most Christians. I don't like weak-willed, like sewing circle Christians. Now that is a fault of mine. I will have to answer for that. And like, it is what it is, but, you know, I'd rather just speak the truth no matter what, whether people like to hear it or not. I don't care. I mean, yesterday's stream, we pissed off probably like 2 long-term viewers that were here every day, because like I just spoke the truth, like whether they wanted to hear it or not, and they got upset about it. So they made like a big grandstand in the stream. I'm leaving, blah blah blah. So it's like, okay, well, fuck off then. Like I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, yeah,
120, okay.
I can't believe this chick has slept with 120 dudes, though. Like, that's fucking insane. How do you sleep with that many people?
4.
8. 0.
0.
Whoa.
That's
Okay.
a lot of virgins.
Jake?
Surrounded by purity here.
Yeah.
I feel it rubbing off on me.
Yeah, okay, Jake. Cockboy Jake is on the podcast when this happened. Yeah, she doesn't need to lie about it. Just be like, hey, you know, I've had one, but I'm abstaining from now on with my current boyfriend until marriage. That's fine.
Now, the point of showing you this...
well, Sarah, we know Sarah's not a virgin. That's the point, right? The point is she lied. And then she got married in front of the Pope with her husband, and she's been banging her boss the whole time.
All this stuff is not to gawk at the destruction of a marriage or to gossip about lurid details, of which there are plenty in this case. We could fill a whole show full of those details if we wanted to. We won't. Instead, I'll simply say that Milo Yiannopoulos has alleged with a substantial amount of evidence that Sarah was in fact sleeping with her boss, Elijah Schaefer, who runs a small conservative media company called Rift TV, up to the moment that she became engaged to another man named Will. So in other words, the allegation is that Sarah was cheating on her boyfriend and future fiance with her boss, who was a married man at the time with children. His wife is now divorcing him, apparently. And the allegation is backed by an audio recording, which Yiannopoulos obtained, though it's not clear how. No reason to play that here. You could listen to that if you want to online. There are other allegations, even darker and more depraved, that have been made, and which I certainly can't substantiate. In response to all these allegations, Sarah didn't issue any kind of specific targeted denial. She didn't dispute the accuracy of the claims being made.
Yeah, I hate when they do this shit, by the way. It's the same thing with the Lakari stuff. It's like, dude, take accountability and get help, right? Forgiveness is a core concept of like most people should learn how to forgive, right? It's hard, but you should learn how, right? Even Lakari, bro, like even with the shit on his PC that was on his PC, brother, just take accountability. Like, look, man, we understand you gooned too close to the sun. Like a lot of men would understand, brother. But instead of taking accountability, he still lied and said, "Oh, that's not mine." And then, but I'm gonna go get help. Like, it's not. You can't do that. And like, she did the same thing instead of just being like openly admitting, like, "Hey, yeah, I fucked up. This happened." I'll take accountability and I apologize. Like it's just like they run away. They run away and they play. I hate this shit so much. Just say you fucked up.
Exactly. Instead, she posted the following message to her account on X. It says, quote, "A lot of what has been said about me is completely untrue. That being said, there are mistakes, unwise decisions I've made that I deeply..."
Yeah, like this is like obfuscating. It's like, oh yeah, it's not all true, but you know, maybe I did make some. Like I hate this shit, bro.
"Regret. I have sinned. I apologize to everyone who has been scandalized by this. Please pray. Logging off now." Shortly afterwards, Sarah deleted.
Yeah, it's just like you bring it on yourself. Like I'm not going to forgive you because you're not asking for forgiveness. You're not confessing your sin. You're not apologizing. Like you literally are just trying to obfuscate it, pretend like it wasn't a big deal. Oh well, I only did parts of those things, or like maybe the whole story's not true. It's like, yeah, but it's like you still did the thing anyway. Like I don't understand. It's just not hard, guys. Like
her account entirely and deleted, I think, her other social media accounts as well. Now,
and then that's not just the dog pile of her, by the way, because like Elijah's response was just as retarded, if not more deranged. Like this guy's a fucking idiot. I never liked him anyway. He always gave me a fucking bad vibe. It sounded like a woman saying that, by the way. But he gave me a bad vibe. The vibes just weren't aligned. But like the dude's always giving me like the heebie-jeebies. I never really liked him, so I never really watched his shit. And like it doesn't surprise me that this is how it turns out.
If you follow this scandal on social media, you'll see that most people, as expected.
I call bullshit. You love watching these horrors run from accountability like a marathon. No, I don't like watching people run from accountability. Like it's just like it's so insane. Like all you have to do is take accountability, and like apologize, and then that's it. Like like people will forgive you. Like everybody could look past all of this, and it wouldn't even be a mainstream story if they just came out and said, "Guys, we fucked up. We didn't live up to our promises. Hold us accountable." You know, I just don't understand why it's so hard to do. It's not hard. It's just not. I don't get it.
Are talking about it with a sick kind of glee and satisfaction, but
and it's not just her. Like Elijah didn't fucking take accountability either. He just like laughed about it. He just said he's aura farming and like laughed about it. Like he's a fucking retard.
We should never find satisfaction in the sins of others, especially when they're
like shit like this. I'm sorry I keep pausing, but like shit like this kills any forward progression. Like even though these guys were super minor and they weren't like a big part of like the big push for like, you know, Christian nationalism and like Christian ethics and the people really pushing it, like any stupid shit like this sets back everything by like fucking years every time it comes out, because it's like, how are people gonna think like, oh, we're the reasonable, good moral side, and like our way of life is correct and leads to better outcomes, when you guys are engaging in the same bullshit in the background as all the fucking leftists and communists do? Like you're doing the same thing as them in the background. You're just like wrapping it in a fucking like moral wrapping paper, right? And this is why it gets annoying, because you give these people ammunition. Now I have to try to defend my ideas even harder, because you guys can't take accountability or just fucking behave yourselves.
Are real victims involved, spouses and children. So the point is not to gloat. I have no reason to anyway. I have nothing personally against anybody involved in this scandal. The point is that this story is not the exception. It's not happening out of nowhere. There's nothing aberrant about it. As we talked about yesterday, Elijah Schaefer's behavior is all too common among some men, and Sarah Stock is all too representative of how some women, though certainly not all, think and behave these days. These types of women, they don't see men as potential husbands to whom they will devote themselves or for whom they will be a loyal and loving helpmate. They see men as tools they can use dishonestly for a specific purpose. I consider the fact that as of the most recent data, roughly 70% of divorces are initiated by women. That's according to research from the American Sociological Association, but plenty of other sources agree on that point. In fact, the number rises to between 80 and 90% when you only look at highly educated women.
Yeah, okay.
Now, here's a quote from the American Sociological Association, give you an idea of how they frame the data. Quote, study author Michael Rosenfeld, an associate professor of sociology at Stanford University, found that women initiated 69% of all divorces compared to 31% of men. In contrast, there was not a statistically significant difference between the percentage of breakups initiated by unmarried women and men. Women seem to have a predominant role in initiating divorce.
Well, you don't discipline, like if your significant other cheats on you, like you should just leave. Like that's a huge breach of contract. That's a big no-go. I mean, it's up to you at that point. If you are both religious and your marriage is instituted by the church, then you guys can seek the church for counsel. It's what the church is there for, right? But like, yeah, if you have kids and shit, and that's what happens. Like I said, it's up to you at that point. Like, if you you could go through the church and have the church mediate for you and like counsel for you. I wouldn't engage in violence, brother. Like, that's just retarded. That's not what you should do. Right? You should never engage in violence, no matter what anybody does to you, right? Especially if you're religious, right? That's actually like a core tenet of the belief in the first place, is turning the other cheek and loving the enemy, right? Somebody does something bad to you, that doesn't justify you doing something bad back to them, right? What ends up happening though is like the accountability needs to be held by other people, right? So like these two, both of them are being basically dragged through the coals by by people, right? We're like this is a form of punishment. Like, hey, this is fucking embarrassing. You guys need to take accountability and be embarrassed. Like even Schaefer's Elijah's fucking fucking post. I was just like, everybody was shitting on him in the comments because it's like, yeah, bro, this is embarrassing. No, this isn't like an Aura Farm moment. This isn't a joke. Like, you literally make us all look bad.
Divorces in the U.S. as far back as there is data from a variety of sources back to the 1940s, Rosenfeld said. I think that marriage as an institution has been a little bit slow to catch up with expectations for gender equality. So that's how left-wing academics present the data. They blame marriage for being a little bit slow to catch up with expectations. They don't blame men for cheating on their spouses because, according to the data, that's not what's actually driving the...
Yeah, brother, you're in control of your own decisions, right? Like when you face God in judgment, you face your Lord, right? You can't make an excuse. Well, she made me beat her. She made me kill her. She made me strike back. She made me cheat and commit adultery, right? Now she has to answer for her stuff, right? You have to answer for yours. You can't blame somebody else because you can't blame somebody else's wrong done to you for your wrongdoing, right? That's illogical. It makes no sense, right? Oh, well, he hit me, so I decided to kill him. Like, you can't do that, right?
High rates of divorces initiated by women. But they also know they can't blame women because every academic, without exception, is forced to embrace feminism as a religion. So they settle on blaming the institution of marriage itself, which, ironically enough, is exactly the same conclusion that many anti-feminist red pillars come to, just by a different route. And yet, if you ask women, they'll tell you exactly why they're getting divorced. If you take a look at the data, what it tells you is that the primary reasons that women give for divorcing their husbands include that they feel they aren't getting enough attention, their husband is holding back their...
Married biological parents, single parent, no partner, integrate or indecent standard neglect by... Am I retarded? I don't know how to read this. Unmarried parents. Oh, okay. Oh, it's not... This is like... Oh, this is a child abuse study. Oh. What? This isn't even a marriage study. This is a child abuse study. What is he sharing?
Career that they, quote, grew apart. In other words, the woman got bored. And like Sarah Stock, apparently, they wanted to try something new. And
well, that sounds a lot like Tens and Kaede, huh? She just got bored, guys. She just wants to explore her life and live her youth.
They convince themselves that there's nothing wrong with, giving another man a try. And there's nothing stopping these women from walking into a courtroom, telling the judge they're bored, and taking 50% of their husband's assets, along with alimony. Even in conservative states, they can get away with that. They can seize your home. They can seize your retirement account. They don't even have to lie about what they're doing. I mean, that's where the law is right now. Among other reasons, this is a major problem because marriage is directly tied to the continued existence of civilization. Plenty of data shows, as you might imagine, that marriage is directly linked to
I don't think I'm pretty sure he's saying he didn't hit her. She's claiming he did. So, it's very common that women do that, right? So, whether it's true or not, brother, like I said, I'm not concerned about the judgments of the courtroom. I'm more concerned about the judgments of my soul when I die. So, as long as I know I didn't do anything wrong, I'm not worried about it. People can say whatever they want about me. People can do whatever they want to me. It doesn't bother me. Like, I'm honestly still waiting for a scandal to happen. Like, I don't know, man. How many more slurs do I gotta drop on stream before somebody makes a Google Doc about me? I'm still waiting. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that Google Doc, I'm going to read it on stream and laugh the entire time because I just don't care. Like, the judgments of others, like, yeah, the judgments of, like, other Christians or, like, my spiritual father or, like, you know, or something like that might, like, mean something to me. But ultimately, it's like the only person who can really judge me is God, so...
Fertility rates, which seems pretty obvious. If we want to reverse population decline, then encouraging young people to get married is the way to do it. But it can be a tough sell for young men as long as the law remains so archaic and so obviously rigged against them. So why haven't any conservative states...
The one kid that isn't yours is the only one that calls you? Well, sometimes that's how it works, man. Like, you still raised them, right? So, you know. Yeah, it might not be genetically or biologically yours, but it's still your child, right?
Abolish no-fault divorce. Or at the very least, why haven't more states abolished the idea that women are entitled to 50% of their husband's assets, even if...
You know, instead of getting angry about the 4 that don't call you, you know, appreciate the one that does, you know what I'm saying? Embrace the good that you do have. Don't worry so much about, like, what you don't have, right? You know what? I got a bunch of friends and I got a bunch of family that, like, since I moved away, they don't bother with me. They'll bitch about me, like, behind my back to other family members, like, he doesn't even come see his nephew or anymore or whatever. It's like, okay, well... You could call me at any time and like, hey, I'll bring them down or whatever. Like, anytime you want to do that, and they just don't bother. So it's like, I'm not going to waste my time focusing on people who don't take the time to talk, like to reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm more focused on the people that matter, that are constantly involved in my life. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with what you got going on, you know?
They've been cheating.
As the relative that never calls, true. I do never call, but I don't call anybody, and everybody knows that. I literally don't. I don't like calling people. I don't like being on the phone.
Being on him the entire time.
But any of them could literally message me at any time, and I have messaged them a bunch of times and reached out and like checked on them, and they don't respond, so that's not my fault, right? So yeah, I would say just focus on the child that is giving you time of day. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of you got to be careful too, because you don't want to carry your hatred for the other 4 or whatever's going on with like your ex-wife or whatever. Don't carry that into the relationship with your the child that's reaching out to you. You know, that's if one of them is reaching out and talking to you, then just appreciate that and focus on that. And it's like the other ones don't want to. That's fine. Maybe what'll happen, right, is they see like you and this other kid having a relationship. And then maybe it causes them to reach out. They're like, wow, look at how much fun they're having together. You know what I'm saying? So don't bring that energy into the relationship you have with the one kid that is reaching out to you. You know what I'm saying? Focus on that. Right? That's probably the intention there.
As far as I can tell, in the vast majority of states, whether they're community property states or not, a woman can cheat on her husband and still receive half his assets. You know, there are exceptions, including Texas, but this is the norm, and that needs to change. You know, in most cases, women should get $0 if they initiate a divorce. In most cases, they should get nothing. In fact, in many cases, they should be fined for wasting the man's time. That's not a punitive solution. It's one we have.
True, I do agree. I think the laws need to be. Adjusted. Honestly, it's too female focused. It's too much in their favor, and it causes bad faith to happen. It causes too many bad faith issues. And I think it's like, this is my problem with the law, is the law just needs to apply to a set standard that we all agree upon, and we don't change. We don't play favorites, right? We don't play favorites for women, right? If a woman commits murder, she committed murder. She faces the same amount of time and judgment a man would. Plain and simple. If a woman commits adultery, which, by the way, we don't charge anybody for adultery in this country anymore. We used to. But if a woman commits adultery, she should be faced the same penalty as a man would, right? Plain and simple. And all of these things need to be proved in court with evidence. Plain and simple. You can't just make allegations. You can't go back 2 years from now as a woman and be like, well, you know what? I didn't consent to the sex we had 2 years ago, so I'm going to take you to court and get you labeled as a sexual offender. Like, you can't do that. Like, we can't have a set of law. We can't have a legal system like with a set of standards that we all agree on that does that, because then we don't have a country, we don't have a community, we don't have a culture, right? If we don't have there's not a backdrop, a foundation of like how we should act and how we should behave with each other, then everybody's just gonna do whatever the fuck they want, and it's just gonna be chaos.
Obviously need, because the current system is pathological in how it destroys the lives of innocent young men. In fact, we should really be discussing criminal penalties for adultery. There'd be nothing unusual historically about dispensing prison time or fines or even corporal punishment for adulterers. I mean, what's unusual is having no such penalties in place at all. We are one of the few societies in history to not treat adultery as a criminal matter. And I see no evidence that our approach is in any way superior.
It's not.
Or brings about better results at all.
Nope.
You know, it's tempting to think that reversing this entire system isn't.
Yeah, like even if you look at like extreme examples, like maybe like countries in the Middle East or something that might have like extreme laws, like, hey, oh, these guys hang people for doing this, right? But you know what happens, right? Is like they hang eight people a year, and then nobody else commits the crime. Whereas like we're processing, 10,000 people a year who are committing the same crime. So it's like, okay, well, pick your poison, right? Like I actually think punitive punishment is perfectly fine, and I think that's actually even encouraged at some parts in the Bible if you interpret it that way.
Possible, but it's not. And more to the point, there's reason to believe that in general, conservative women, in general, are much less of a danger on this front. Take a look at this data from the U.S. General Social Survey, which was republished by the Substack Age of Infowars. It shows that the average number of children that are being born to left-wing families in the United States is declining significantly, and significantly more rapidly than the number of children who are being born to conservative families. In other words, left-wing birth rates are falling far faster than conservative birth rates. Conservatives are presumably involved in more stable and fulfilling marriages, the kind that aren't ended early due to an affair or a deceptive spouse or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like lesbians have like a 70-something% like divorce rate. Like it's extremely high. It's like really bad. And then they have like massive abuse problems and all kinds of shit. It's just like, oh wow, it's almost like God didn't intend that, and then if you force it, it's really bad.
So when you hear about falling birth rates and the collapse of civilization, you should know that the people who want to destroy civilization are going to destroy themselves first. And while that's not necessarily an ideal state of affairs, it's, better than the alternative. And when you zoom out even wider, there's some other interesting data in the latest statistics on birth rates. According to preliminary 2025 birth rate data compiled by the CDC, which looks at the mother's ethnicity, white non-Hispanic birth rates have actually increased over the past year and now account for more than 50% of all known births. Meanwhile, births from virtually every other race and ethnicity have declined sharply, which is a big change from recent years. And that includes Hispanic births, Asian births, Black births.
Yeah, but it's not much.
Pacific Islander
like
births.
45%.
The implication of this data is that foreigners aren't replacing the Native American population to nearly the extent that they were under the Biden administration. Closing the border and deporting illegal aliens has had a direct effect. It's reversed the demographic change that Democrats have been trying to engineer. Imagine what these numbers would look like if conservative states decided to actually do something to encourage even more marriages. That doesn't mean providing more welfare or handouts. There's plenty of evidence that, from the Nordic countries, which have a lower fertility rate than we do, that more welfare doesn't produce more children. And more welfare definitely isn't guaranteed to provide more stable family units, as the civil rights era demonstrated in this country. What's needed is a rethinking of divorce law and the contracts that young men are being asked to enter into. And now, with all that said, how could I, after acknowledging these serious pitfalls, still promote marriage and family life? What's the upside? Went through all the downsides, pretty grim. How could it possibly be worth it, given all of that? That's the question, and it's a fair one. I saw a recent clip of Andrew Tate posing this exact conundrum, as he has many times. Here's just the latest example. Watch.
How big of an idiot is a guy that doesn't get a prenup?
How big of an idiot is a guy who gets married?
Oh, my girl is over there, my boy.
Yeah,
He's waiting on that.
Well, I'm sorry, but
so are you suggesting that marriage is out of the picture?
What do you gain? Non-emotional, like there's men who get married and they go, it's important because I love her. If you want to make emotional decisions, if you want to enter the world of emotional decisions with women, if you want to roll in the mud with a pig and lose, then that's fine. Yeah. But as a man, it's your job to be logical. And I'm sitting here saying, I'm not anti-marriage. Just show me what I get. Yeah. You're asking me to agree to give away half my stuff if I argue with anyone at any point in the future forever.
Right.
You agree, I'm sitting here, I'm going to pay a whole bunch of money so her uncle can eat a lobster dinner. and I'm going to be publicly humiliated over the internet when her ex-boyfriend, who her silly, laughs that I'm walking her down the aisle in a white dress. Okay, cool.
Shit.
So what do I get? And the answer is, well, you get a wife. I already have a wife. I already have her.
You get a couple of years of happiness, a risk of divorce, risk of losing your money, and maybe some kids.
Yeah, well, I got kids anyway.
So it's a fair logical question, but the premise behind it is not fair. I've already acknowledged that those of us on the pro-marriage side can sometimes be too quick to discount the possibility that a young man gets married and winds up humiliated, betrayed, and broke because of it. We sometimes talk about marriage as though the divorce rate were 0%. On the other side, though, people...
Well, I mean, if you're actually, like, faithfully going to church, and she is too, and you get married under the church, it actually is, like, 22%, which is a lot better than, 70%.
People like Tate talk about marriage as though the divorce rate were 100%, as if no couple in history has ever managed to stay faithful and monogamous till death do they part. He treats the potential downsides of marriage as guaranteed and the upsides as if they don't exist at all, but they do.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed. This is why you have to vet properly, right? It's just as much on you for choosing that person to be your spouse as it is them, right? Like I like, you don't don't rush into stuff, guys. Like, I know this is complicated to understand because, like, you're thinking with your dick and the emotions are riding high, but it's like the girl I'm talking to, I'm going to be talking to her for many months, right? This is a long-term courtship, right? It's courtship. That's what we're doing. It's courtship. I'm going to constantly keep reaffirming, hey, we're on the same page with this. Hey, we're on the same page with this, right? Because it's like, if they're not, they're going to slip up eventually, right? And that's the hope. And that's how you vet them properly, right? You approach it. So, but it is what it is. And then sometimes it still doesn't work out. It is, so much you can do. All you can do is reflect on your actions as well. Like, were you actually present all the time? A marriage is work. It's not just work on one end or the other. You both have to work, right? You have to, you got to remember how women's brains work, right? Women don't care what you did for them yesterday. They care about what you're doing for them today. That's why, as gay and cringe as it might be, you do have to engage in little lovey-dovey talk. You do have to send them little kisses every day. You do have to do little things, and if you train yourself to do them, it's fine. But it is part of the game you have to play, right? If you want what you want. Women don't care about what you did for them yesterday. They care about what you're doing for them today. They don't care that you helped them get through their cancer treatment for 3 years, and you gave up your career to do it, or you financially supported them through it. They don't care. They only care about the present, their vibes and their emotional in the present, right? Which is why you have to always kind of keep some level of spontaneity. Spontaneity? Is that even a fucking word? You know what I'm trying to say? Or some level of chaos, change things up once in a while. Keep engaging with them with little texts every day. It's cringe. It's kind of gay to do, but you have to do it. Women are kind of gay. You have to. I don't know what to tell you. And if you don't do that, I mean, you're probably your chances of getting divorced and having women fall out of love with you is just drastically higher. I don't know what to tell you. It just is, right?
And in fact, on second thought, the question, what will I get out of it, or what do I get out of it?
If they don't slip up in 2 years or good. I don't think you need to wait 2 years. I mean, moving in. I'm not talking about getting married. Yeah, you should wait. You should definitely live together for at least a year or two before you decide to actually get married. In my opinion, but you don't have to wait that long to actually move in together, right? I would say maybe like 6 months. If you're good after 6 months and you're constantly going out on dates and meeting a lot, I think you're pretty safe to at least move in together at some point within that time frame. But yeah, I mean, maybe 2 years is a good time frame to get married. Live together for a bit, see how it goes. You're gonna have good times, bad times. See how they react. See how you react to them and their reactions, and then play it by ear from there.
It is not entirely fair. Now, I can't say what you will get out of marriage because I can't look into your future. I can't control for every possible factor. I can't force you to choose the right spouse, nor can I force you or your spouse to do all the things in a marriage that are necessary to keep it stable and happy.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, brother, if you do all that little gay shit for them, like they love that shit. And you could probably get her to do anything you want. Like I'm not even kidding. Like you'd be surprised what women will do to like make you happy when you constantly like reaffirm them on a daily basis, right? So like I just trained myself to do it. Like at this point I don't even cringe anymore. Like if my text got leaked or my DMs got leaked, I would cringe. Like I'd actually I'd be embarrassed. It would be embarrassing, right? Yeah. Yeah, you could talk to your grandparents, right? How they made it work. But like your grandfather's going to tell you the same thing. Your grandfather probably tells her every day that he appreciates her. He probably wakes up every day and does like sends her like cute little messages. Like it's cringe shit, but if you do that, like I said, women are very in the moment. They're very present. As long as you keep them emotionally engaged every single day, with just like little things here and there, like you're pretty much golden. And then they'll fucking do anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
most of the time when a marriage falls apart, it can be that there's one clear bad guy.
But you can see from his data, right? Like a lot of the divorces that are initiated by women is because like a lack of like a affirmation. It's a lack of attention. It's a lack of that like emotional connection. Because once again, they don't care about what you did for them yesterday. They care about what you're doing for them today. So even if it's as simple as like you walk home without her even asking and you clean up the fucking kitchen or you take out the trash, little shit like that, they love that shit. Or you sent them, you wake up and maybe you wake up before them. So you leave them a little message like, hey, I hope you have a wonderful day, blah, 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 love you, blah, blah, blah. Like you do gay shit like this. Like you don't have to share that shit with your friends, right? You don't have to get embarrassed with your guy friends that you do gay shit like this for your wife or your spouse. But like they do like that's the shit that hooks their brains, right?
Who did something destructive and was, betrayed the marriage. That can happen. Usually when a marriage falls apart, it's because you've got two people and neither of them were doing the things necessary to.
That's why when you start arguing with them, like you start arguing with a woman, like I've been taking care of you for 2 years and I pay for everything and I took you out to this nice place last week. How could you do this to me? They shut down their brain. Like they don't care. They're like literally not even listening to what you're saying because they're just going to go like, well, I just don't know. I just don't feel like we're on the same page anymore. The vibes just aren't there. The feelings just not there. I just don't feel it. Like that. It's like, you know how it is. You know what they're going to do.
Keep it together. And so I can't control for that. But I can say what you can get out of marriage and what a great many men, billions throughout history, including myself, 15 years in with 6 kids, have gotten out of it. So what you can get is the love, fidelity, and lifelong companionship of a woman who you love and who is devoted to you and to whom you are devoted in return. What you can get, what billions of men have gotten, are children you love and who love you, who carry on your legacy, your bloodline, and your family name. You can have a family that is stable and whole, one that gives you a sure sense of purpose every single day of your life, a family you live with and share your life with and serve and lead and raise. Okay, so you can get love, meaning, purpose, and legacy. That's what you can get. It's not an emotional argument because those are not emotions. Those are real things. Those are nothing less than the greatest things life has to offer. So what can you get out of it? I don't know. The greatest things in life is what you can get. There's nothing greater, nothing that can bring you more joy or make your life more worth living. So what you get or can get in a word is basically everything. But it should also be said that as men, our concern should not be only what we get. What do I get is a fair question. And if the answer were nothing, then you
It's also a very feminine question, right? It's about me, my self-gratification.
Shouldn't do it.
Like as much as like you might think it's unfair, unfortunately God commands men to sacrifice. Like we have to sacrifice. Like we're not here to get satiated all the time. We're not here to have our emotional needs fulfilled all the time. Like men's purpose is to sacrifice.
But it's a fair question. It should not be the only question.
So it's about finding a woman that actually appreciates that sacrifice, right?
You know, Tate says he has kids anyway, so he doesn't need marriage. But okay, well, what would his kids get out of him being married to their mother? Well, they would get a stable household with a father who's present every day, leading, guiding, and teaching them. Now, it's true that you can have kids without getting married.
Yeah, it's very selfish.
Many people have done that, but all of the studies, all of the research, all of our experience as human beings show us that children are in a far better position with far better outcomes when their father is married to their mother and present in the home, providing not just financial support, but a daily example of how to live. I mean, all of the evidence shows this. That's what your kids get. Well, what do they get out of you sleeping with other women and refusing to be a stable presence in the home?
Yeah, I really do think a lot of guys like underestimate like how bad that fucks kids up. It really does. Like having like an unstable house, father's not there or mother's not there, or like from me, my mother was constantly bringing home like new fucking boyfriends all the time, and then I'd like have awkward conversations with them. I even got in fights with some of them because they were beating the shit out of her because she picks terrible men. But it's just like, yeah, no, that does like a permanent emotional damage, and like people don't understand that. Like it's not about you, right? It's not always about you, right? Like you're a man, you have a duty. You have a duty. Yeah, you have to make sacrifices, right? And that it is what it is. Like it's not fair. Life's not supposed to be fair. It's not about me. Especially once you start having children, then it's about the children. It's not about you. It's about the family. It's about keeping it together. It's about keeping it functional. It's about giving the children a safe, comfortable home to return to and to learn from, right? And have good development in. It's not about you. It's not about you. Like I just don't understand. It's not about you. It's about your duties as a man placed upon you by God. You have duties. I'm sorry. It's going to involve sacrifice. It's not going to be fun all the time. But it is what it is.
What possible benefit does that bring to them? What do they get? If you want to live a meaningful life as a man, if you want to be a great man, you need to be motivated by more than just a quest for what you get. There has to also be a sense of obligation and duty. That's what's driven every great man in history. You know, Tate talks a lot about escaping the matrix, but the question, what do I get, all by itself will not lead you out of the matrix, but deeper into it. I mean, in many ways, what do I get? The single-minded quest for pleasure and personal gain is the matrix. That's what the matrix is. If you want out of it, you need to ask not just what you get, but also what are your duties? What are your obligations? What's your purpose? What should you do? Now, if we zoom out even further, who else stands to gain from you getting married and having children with your wife, who you're married to? Well, I mean, everyone does. Civilization itself. You can't pretend to care about the future of Western civilization while making a choice and promoting a choice to not get married, not have children, that if everyone made it, would result in the extinction of the very thing you claim to want to preserve.
Yeah, this is my gripe of Andrew Tate, and he notices it too, and he brings it up. Like it's like brother, you can't like complain about it, but then like you promote the opposite ideals. Like you don't fight back, right? You just embrace what it is. It is what it is. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna go around and sleep around with a bunch of women and just ingratiate myself, and it is what it is. Blah, blah, blah. It's just like, bro, you're not helping anybody. Like you're actually not helping anything. You're just making it worse. You're just engaging in the same behavior.
Now, I'm not saying that your primary motivation for getting married should be the preservation of Western civilization or the continuation of your bloodline.
Yeah, he embraces hedonism and then preaches conservative values. Yeah, it's a contradiction. So that's my problem with him.
Like no human being is going to be foremost personally motivated by that. But these are benefits, and they're really important ones.
I don't think he's a grifter. I just think like I think you can spout proper and good ideals, but not live up to them sometimes. I think that's fine. I think a lot of people do, myself included. Right? I say a lot of things and I preach a lot of shit, but I don't always live up to all of it, and I think that's fine. I think the ideas themselves and the ideology itself is still important to spread. Right? It's the same thing. I mean, it's how Christianity spread in the first place, right? Nobody expects you to be a perfect Christian. Nobody expects you to be literally Jesus Christ himself. Like that's the ideal, right? The ideal is to be Christ-like, but like nobody is Christ-like. You can't be, right? He's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Humanity's not perfect. All you can do is strive towards that ideal. You're not supposed to be the ideal. You're supposed to strive for it. And anybody who claims they are the ideal is a false prophet, and you shouldn't listen to them. And you should criticize them, and you should rebuke them, and you should call them out, right? It's like nobody's perfect, right? Everybody succumbs. Everybody has a sin that they're latched onto. Like mine is gambling. Like I have a bad gambling problem. That's why I don't gamble. If I play gotcha games, I'll spend $500 and make justifications in my head, right? Like lust is also a sin. I also have a sin. I also have a gluttony problem, right? Which is why I try just to eat once a day now, and I try to fast more often. Like, yeah, exactly. Yours is like anger. You have an anger problem. Like maybe it's a little bit of pride problems, right? It's like we all have our shit we got to deal with. Like I don't have any of those problems, right? But like I have problems with these other things, and I have to deal with them. And I'm not perfect, but I can still say here, like, hey, you guys, you shouldn't do this. This is what you're supposed to do. I can still lay out the ideals that you're supposed to follow, even if I don't follow them. I think that's fine. That's not grifting. You know, I wouldn't even say like look at this whole conversation at the start of it is Elijah Schaefer and Sarah Stock. I wouldn't even say they're grifters. Like, I mean, who am I? I don't know. Like, they could actually believe in the teachings of Christ. They could believe in the things that they're saying. They just don't live up to them, and that's fine. Like, nobody's perfect. My thing is, though, is like when you don't live up to those things, you should be able to admit that, right? You should be able to come clean. You should be able to confess that, and then you should be able to move forward and strive to be better, right?
Why should we get married and have kids? Well, if we don't, civilization collapses, the human race goes extinct, and
yeah, but you're being angry, man. You're being angry doesn't help you. All it does is hurt you. It doesn't affect anybody else. You being angry all the time isn't helping you at all. It's just making you riled up. It's making you make bad decisions. It's leading you down to bad outcomes. It's not actually helping you, and it's not affecting anybody else. Like your ex-wife, your kids, they don't talk. They don't give a fuck that you're angry. Like, they don't care. In fact, the fact that they know you're angry is the reason probably some of them won't talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely something you should try to work on, and I'll pray you get better, brother. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you want to come in here, like even if you want to DM me, man, if you like, go on my Twitter, and just DM me, like, hey, I think I like something kind of pissed me off. I didn't, just like I'll hold you accountable if you want. You know what I'm saying, brother? I don't mind. DM me, keep me updated. Hey, I'm having anger problems today, but I didn't lash out. Hey, like I don't mind helping keeping you accountable, man. But like I do recommend you go to church. Like, go to church, find like a pastor or a spiritual father to help you like do that shit. But like if you do want to reach out and like I'll celebrate your little wins with you, but I'll also hold you accountable if you want. You know what I'm saying?
nothing matters because nothing will exist anymore. That seems like a relevant point. It's not irrelevant. And it's one that the anti-marriage...
we're all fighting these sins together, right? That's why I said in my post, like, I want everybody here to hold me accountable too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I start like engaging in a bunch of gooner content on stream, like, call me out. Like, hey, why stop? Why are we looking at all this gooner shit? It's just like, it's fine.
Side of the argument never addresses. If every man... So this is the thing, when you hear these...
Don't goon to VTubers. I never goon to VTubers.
These commentators and influencers making this point, and they're pointing to things like this scandal we're talking about. They're saying, this is why you don't get married. Well, if every man followed your advice, human society would disintegrate. And that strikes me as a pretty serious flaw in the plan. I mean, it strikes me that a plan must be bad if full adoption of your plan would bring about the annihilation of the human race. So it seems like that can't be a good plan. It's like we could talk about what a better plan is, but it can't be that. It can't be the thing where if too many of us do it, everything collapses and everyone dies and there's no more humans left. And yet, yes, there are still risks. There are risks I've already acknowledged. Risk that you can't protect yourself from with 100% certainty. But you can account for these risks to a very significant extent. We can put laws in place to account for them, like we just talked about.
Spread to everyone. Yeah, a lot of the guys are small. Yeah. We try to support all the boys here, but can only do so much. So, yeah.
And in lieu of those laws, and
I'm pretty sure I'm shadow banned, by the way. Like, bro, all the live streams have been like super dead, like compared to where they were. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm shadow banned. Like, I'm getting throttled. So,
we're also, in addition to calling for these kinds of policy changes, You can account for them personally. You know, it is possible that a truly sociopathic, devious con artist could scam you into getting married to them while expertly disguising their true nature. That could happen, but in the vast majority of cases, there are extremely obvious red flags that someone is untrustworthy and disloyal. Flags you can pick up long before marriage if you're paying attention. You know, things like if she's spending a lot of personal time with her male boss or any other man, for one thing. As soon as you're dating this woman, she should no longer be maintaining any kind of intimate personal relationships with other men or spending any one-on-one time with other men at all. And if she's doing that, that's a problem. And if you express that it's a problem to her and she's not willing to give that up for you, leave. That's your red. That's all you need. You're gone. Skip the life overhaul in 2026.
All right, I mean, I think that's it. He's just gonna go do ad reads now. That was a good video. Playing the sabotage mega. Yeah, honestly, dude, Fuentes is kind of. What is this?
His name, he was Gnostic. LMA, bro. I'm not Gnostic. LMAO. Who would think I'm Gnostic with the name Gnostic Informant? No. I know that's crazy of me to assume that a Gnostic informant would be a Gnostic. No, turns out he is a quasi-Aristotelian monist. Of course, Aristotle was a dyadist and not a monist, so I don't think he knows what he's talking about, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And cross your fingers because, you know, what often happens in these situations is let's hope that there's
Stinky butt. Well, there should be 5 in here, but the thing is like, well, it's Super Bowl time, so it is what it is.
Fuentes is attacking Trump again, and he's also attacking Vance and MAGA, and he's incentivizing people to not vote Republican in the midterms, which he has done before.
Well, to be honest, I don't think they're going to get the midterms. Like I already made this prediction. I mean, some of you were here for. I already said the predictions. They're going to lose the midterms, and then 2028 is going to be like a up in the air. But
now he said in October, just before the previous elections, I will not vote for Trump, and then he proceeds to say why he didn't vote for Trump. Then Trump won, and he did the following. He posted, "I can't believe we did it again."
I remember that. Can I just quickly say at the start, a quick disclaimer? I don't associate myself with anything you're saying because you're going to get the Groiper curse, and I heavily...
Yeah, he does kind of flip-flop a lot. It's really fucking annoying, but I also get it. He's kind of torn. No, I get where he's coming from, right? Because it's like, you want Trump to be more than he is. So he's like, he gets mad because, like, it's like, bro, you handled these Epstein files so poorly. You made yourself look really bad. You're going to war in Iran on the behalf of Israel. You're doing all these things that like make us look really bad and are like really sketchy that we don't want you to do. You're proving conspiracy theories right, but at the same time, it's also the acknowledgement that like he is the only real option. So it's like, yeah, it's like so like he's trying to hold him accountable and trying to like kind of enforce like some like I mean because ultimately Trump is a populist, right? So it's like. Nick is trying to rally like populist opinion to try to like sway Trump to do things or get away from things that are like really bad. That nobody likes this. Like nobody likes the Iran stuff. Nobody likes any of this shit. It's really frustrating. But it's like it's also like the acknowledgement of like there is no other option. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can be critical of Trump while also still kind of like endorsing him. Like this is just a strategy to really probably like, hey guys, you need to wake the fuck up. And like you need to do what we put you into office for.
Disavow you. I just want to. Sorry if that makes it awkward, but
don't worry, Nick, at all.
I don't want to get the Groiper curse. These are your views. My views maybe.
There's no way people will hype Newsom. Newsom probably wins versus JD. I don't think JD beats Newsom. You guys is like I don't know. Like you guys have like this real like brain rot problem. Like you severely underestimate like. That like most elections are determined by like a couple thousand votes every single time. Like To pretend like Democrats have no chance of taking power back is absurd. In fact, I'm pretty sure Gavin's like gone up like 10% on like paid betting. Like he's gone up like 10 points on paid betting. You know what I'm saying? So you guys like some really underestimate. Like the Democrats are very good at winning elections. Now whether they do those legitimately or not, like whether they cheat or not, like that's a whole debate we could have and an argument we could have. But like they are very good at winning elections. In fact, if you haven't been paying attention, they've been winning every single special election, right? We've been in the middle. This is what gets annoyed with me. It's like people don't pay attention. There's all kinds of special elections happening right now for like a lot of seats and a lot of like judge positions, a lot of things happening. And Democrats have been winning like every single one. Like they've been landslide victories after landslide victory. Like they've been winning like every special election going on the last like 3 weeks. So yeah, like unfortunately, the reality is these riots that happened make the administration look bad. Like as much as like we could all sit here and justify like the shit that happens, like oh she justified getting shot, he justified getting shot, which nobody really. There's no justification for like killing somebody. I don't think they should have put themselves in that position in the first place. So like I can put some blame on them. But I can still feel bad, like, hey, what a waste of fucking life. But ultimately, it makes the admin look bad. And we saw the same thing with 2020, right? Like the George Floyd riots, as stupid as they were, and it's like as much as people memed on them, they ultimately made Trump look bad. And you could argue that like that did cost him the election, right? Because a lot of people, a lot of like normies, a lot of normies they're not in on the know. They don't know the details. They just see the shit on CNN of people like fighting police officers and police beating them or killing them. And then they just react to it, right? And they make their judgment already. Like you got to understand, like this is the problem with like a full democracy, and everybody's vote matters, and there's no different weight system for different votes. An uninformed voter is worth just as much as an informed voter. That's why politicians don't try to go out of their way to inform their voting constituency. They don't bother explaining to you their policies anymore. They don't have to. It's a waste of time. It's a popularity contest. It's a feelings contest. It's a vibe check, right? That's why they're more concerned with putting on a show, getting people in the right vibe, and doing things like this and getting people emotionally riled up. They're not concerned with like, well, this is the policy we're going to go for, and this is like the details of how that's going to work. And like people don't give a fuck about that, right? And if you ask like the average Democrat voter, like why'd they vote against Trump, like why'd they vote for, like why did you vote for Kamala Harris? They're gonna tell you, well, I didn't. I voted against Trump, because ultimately he is very vitriolic for a lot of normies. Like they don't like how he speaks, they don't like how he acts. It's the same shit I gotta deal with. People don't like how I talk to people. They don't like what I say or how I say it. Like I literally get it in the comments every fucking day. Like, well, you didn't have to say it that way. It's like, fuck you. Yes, I did. Like, because you're not listening. You don't get it. You might like nod your head and be like, yeah, you're right, feeble mind, you're right. But you're not actually listening. You're not actually fucking you're not actually metastasizing the information that I'm saying to you. You're just like nodding your head like, duh. So it's like, yeah, sometimes I have to say it in a very jarring and very loud and straightforward way to like make you understand what's happening. So yeah, I know. Let's keep going. Sorry, ranting.
We don't know my views. They may.
Yeah. We're not going to attack each other because we disagree on this. On this subject, I have been very critical of the Groypers for a long time.
You to get the tweets and you to get the curse.
Yeah, I'll get it. I already have faced it for months now. So don't worry. You just say you are not embracing what I'm gonna say. So Fuentes here did the flip. He wanted to gain the MAGA hype, and he said, "I can't believe we did it again," despite the fact that he said that people shouldn't vote for MAGA now. There are lots of things that happened lately with Fuentes. Personally, I was saying for a long time that the Groypers were astroturfed, and that to a large extent the movement was inorganic. That doesn't mean necessarily that it was all just bots, but it wasn't exactly what people wanted to make that. And I'm going to talk about this in a bit. And it seems like the generational run has sort of lost momentum. And I think one of the
I don't think so. I mean, isn't he still averaging like fucking like 50,000 viewers every time he goes live? Every time this guy ratios somebody in a tweet, he gets like 100,000 likes, and then the other guy gets nothing. Like, I don't think the generational run is over. I think it's peaked, but I think it's still sitting at its peak. I don't think he's fallen off at all.
Things that contributed to him losing lots of momentum was him going out with all these people here, Clavicular, Sneeko, Myron Gaines, the Tates, out.
Yeah, who the fuck cares, man? They played Hail Hitler. Like they played a Kanye song that's incredibly popular. It has millions and millions of listens, right? We don't condemn all the people that listen to it on Spotify. We don't condemn people for listening to it in the club. Like they're just being fucking idiots. Like they're like should they be filming all of this? No, they're retarded. Like go do this and have your fun. But it's like, yeah, it's just like, bro.
For that night out.
Yeah, his stream bots have been insane. Yeah, like to pretend like he's fallen off is retarded.
And
he's literally like more mainstream. He's arguably more mainstream now than he's ever been. Everybody talks about him all the time. He's constantly in every conversation. He's been on every single mainstream podcast at this point or mainstream show. So to pretend like he's fallen off is it's absolutely delusional. Like you're delusional. I'm sorry, buddy. Like you're delusional.
The movement was based to a large extent on optics. And also they were saying, well, you can't sort of try to market yourself as a leader of a sort of white nationalist movement and have your cabinet being composed of the people who are there.
Yeah, can I
Domino's or Chick-fil-A? Are you in my brain? I was literally thinking, dude, I haven't eaten, so I was thinking the same thing. I was like, my problem with getting Domino's is that it's literally down the street, and I feel bad like door dashing it or ordering it for delivery. But I am lazy, so and I am streaming, so I don't really want to go get it.
It was organic because you look at Fuentes' numbers when he appears on anything; they're always massive. You look at his streaming numbers. I think people don't like the idea, but he just is appealing to a lot of people.
And I was considering Chick-fil-A. Oh no, it's Sunday. You can't get Chick-fil-A. It's Sunday.
He's a great speaker and funny, and I think people just do watch it. So I've always thought it was organic, so I disagree on that. But on the second point, I have more sympathy. I thought it did look weird. I think basically someone like Fuentes doesn't have many allies. He's been in.
How do you say it's not organic though? Like this guy was on like fucking D live streaming, and even that was very popular. Like he still had a lot of people. Nobody's gonna follow somebody who's not organic on some like shitty like no name platform. You know what I'm saying? I always when I was with Chick-fil-A. Yeah, you can't get Chick-fil-A on Sundays. They don't open on Sundays because they're a Christian.
Cancel from everything. If Andrew Tate says to him, "Do you want to hang out at the club?" Whatever, he'll be like, "Yeah, cool," because he wants to. These are people that are his friends. Even though he did seem the odd one out because he wasn't really part of that red pill world. He's more political.
Well, people vibe for him the same reason why I think you guys like vibe with me and why like people come into here and chat with me. It's like we just say shit, right? Like, I'm not afraid to drop the N-bomb or just call somebody a faggot or, like, I'm not going to play, like, these stupid little, like, retarded semantic games. Like, if I have to make a point, I'm going to make a point. It's like when we were discussing black culture problems, like, when we watched the video, I said in the video, like, yeah, it's true. Like, and black people know this, too. If you act like a fucking nigger, you're a nigger. If you act like a nigga, like, the people know the difference between the two of them. They know the difference. Like, they do. They inherently know. Black people know. I have plenty of black friends. I exclusively date black women. Like they know this stuff, right? So I think it's the unapologetic, like ability to just speak the truth and discuss controversial things that people just don't discuss, right? Like we can talk about Hitler all day. I don't give a fuck. I'm not a Hitler fan, but like I think it's interesting to like dissect a lot of the shit, dissect like where he came from, why he did the things he did. Maybe some of the points are good. Maybe some of them are valid. Maybe some of them aren't, you know? This idea that you can't talk about something because it offends a specific group of people is insane, right? And it's the same thing with, just look at the Epstein stuff, man. Now that, like, the Epstein stuff came out and we find out that, like, basically he was, like, a Jewish supremacist, and then a lot of these elites are all Jewish supremacists, so there is actually some validity to the idea that they think we're all goyim and, like, there is like some Jewish supremacy going on behind the scenes with the ruling elites. Like, is it all Jews? No. But is there definitely some like weird Jewish supremacy shit going on? Yes, obviously. Yes, it's undeniable. Unless you're retarded and you just live in delusion, it's pretty undeniable that's what's happening to some extent. And they have that sentiment. So for all of these people, like fucking Ted Cruz, to be like going around just saying it's pushing anti-Semitism, it's so fucking stupid. It's so dumb, bro. This guy was in a Senate hearing, and Ted Cruz literally said that we should stop harassing pedophiles. I was like, what are you saying, bro?
Political, and he's coming up. Whereas those are people who have maybe had the peak of their fame. They're still pretty famous, but he didn't seem like an obvious fit with the rest of them.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's not about optics, right? Like, if it was about optics, he wouldn't say half the shit he says, right? I wouldn't say half the shit I say if I care about optics, right? I don't need everybody to like me. Like, my whole job here, and the reason, like, I don't even monetize. Like, I don't care. The whole point here is, like, I just want to speak the truth and, like, and leave something behind, you know? Like, I want to actually have, like, a body of work left behind. Like, these are all the things I talked about. These are all the values that I tried to expose. This is the truth. That's how I see it.
I will say this. He is funny, and he is a gifted
He is funny,
speaker,
yeah.
irrespective of whether I agree with the message or not. I'll give him that. And to a degree, I will say that just looking at footage from that night, he was more relatable than the others.
He was uncomfortable being there.
I think, yeah.
He was like anyone in a club.
Yeah.
Like, why am I in a club? This is
But
ridiculous.
no, Nick, I'm not saying you're disavowing the Groypers. Don't worry.
No, clearly. I don't want to get the curse.
Don't worry.
But I'm not avowing them either in case I get cancelled by the other or go to prison in the Starmer Gulag. So I'm just nowhere on it. I'm a ghost.
Right, so let's look at what Fuentes is doing here and whether there's a pattern in what he's doing, because I think this raises some really interesting questions about the next phase of the conservative movement. I mean, to be fair, I think he does say that he isn't a conservative, at least in some. I've heard him saying that in some.
Yeah, this is on the right rather than.
There are lots of discussions that need to happen because Trump isn't going to.
Well, he's a Catholic. He's a devout Catholic who is maintaining his chastity. Yeah. I think the whole idea of like conservative or liberal is retarded anyway, because like most of MAGA are liberals in the first place. Like Trump's a liberal. Most of the MAGA base is liberals. It's just that like the left has gone so far to the left that they're basically communists at this point, that there is no liberal party anymore. Like if you're liberal, you're basically MAGA. Like most liberal viewpoints and most liberal worldviews are MAGA in the first place. Like if you look at, like I said, we've been over this like ad nauseum. I feel like I just say the same shit. But you guys also did tell me that like you have to repeat it because you get new viewers and they don't hear you, and then it's good to repeat the stuff. So I'll try to repeat it. Right? It's like, oh, you don't have to spend money here, brother. Don't spend money. Just keep your money, man. I got an AV to run my household in case I don't get back. I appreciate it, but you don't have to spend money here. What's up? Welcome from Australia, brother. It's like if you watch like Hillary Clinton 2008, you watch like even Barack Obama 2010 or early Barack Obama stuff or Bill Clinton, they sound like Donald Trump. They say the exact same things, even on immigration, on economic policy. They even talk about tariffs all the time. It's like they literally sound just like him. The problem is like that party has gone so far left. They're basically communists at this point. I mean, they literally elected a communist to fucking New York mayor. He is a communist. He's also Jeffrey Epstein's son, which is really funny. But it's like, yeah. So I mean, the labeling thing is just dumb. When people say, "Oh, I hate liberals," it's just kind of dumb because like the MAGA movement basically is liberals at this point. But like, yeah, like conservative is such a stupid label anyway. Like the idea that like you could be, the idea that you're like, like I wouldn't just call him. If anything, I would say Nick Fuentes is a Christian nationalist, right? He's in the same boat. I have a super old and very effective account. Me paying for subs brings more unsubs here. That's why. All right, brother, I appreciate it, but yeah, I don't ever feel compelled. I don't need money. I make plenty of money, man.
Go.
Why are people denying he's Jeffrey Epstein's son? I mean, it's allegedly. There's no proof, but we definitely know his mother. So the reason why a lot of them are mad is because the whole like facade of Mamdani is that he came from nowhere, that nobody's ever heard of him before. He's like a fresh like illegal that came like 6 years ago and got a citizenship. And the reality is like his mother is a famous filmmaker, and she has direct connections to all the powerful elites of the world. So he's not a nobody. It's kind of like how Hassan Piker tries to pretend like his family isn't a bunch of millionaires and he didn't have a silver spoon up his ass the entire time. He acts like he was like broke on the streets, and he has such a natural following, and none of it's astroturfed at all. Christian nationalist is an apt category for Fuentes. Yeah, I'm a Christian nationalist, right?
go down for another election.
Me
isn't gonna
and
run
Nick
again.
kind of want the same
And
shit.
in a one sense, we already live in a post-Trump world.
Although I
because
don't
there's
agree with the
conversations
methods of
within
getting there.
the conservative sphere whether Vance or Rubio are going to be are going to spearhead the next day, or whether there should be something.
We absolutely cannot have Vance in 2028. Honestly, at this point, I'm willing to prop up Massey. I think Massey's proven himself that like he's not in anybody's pocket. He's a straight shooter. He vouches for this. He vouches for all the shit I want. He might not be a Christian nationalist per se, but like he's the damn closest thing that I've seen in a while. Vance creeps me out. I don't trust Vance at all. He's way too in tight with Peter Thiel, and Peter Thiel is all over the Epstein files. It seems like, basically the way it seems to me, it seems like Marco Rubio, Vance, and Trump are all basically owned by three different people. And this is the problem. Is like there's three different people kind of pulling the strings behind our three like top dogs right now, and I don't like any of it. He will never get the nomination. Yeah, that's fine. Fuck the nomination.
Someone else, or it should.
I only like Vance for embracing the memes. Yeah, if you actually look into him though, he's very sketch. And then, like I said, he's buddy with Peter Thiel. I don't trust Peter Thiel at all. Peter Thiel is heavily involved in the Epstein files and heavily involved with Epstein, doing a bunch of shady shit. So it's like I just don't want nothing to do with that. I don't want anybody remotely to do with Epstein. If you have anything to do with Epstein at all, if your name's even in the files, I don't want to be involved with you. I don't want you in politics. Now, like Trump, I can look over because Trump's really not in the Epstein files as much as leftists like to pretend he is. What's against Trump in the Epstein files are allegations, right? What's not in Trump, Trump doesn't have emails with Epstein going, I can't wait to go eat the fucking beef jerky on the island with you later, like AKA eating children. You know what I'm saying? But there is direct connections and emails between him and Hillary and him and Obama and him and fucking Bill and him and Bill Gates and all these people and Chuck Schumer and all these Democrats engaging in like pizza parties, getting grape juice, grape soda, pizza parties, and going to get beef jerky, which is a pseudonym for basically eating children. Like there's no actual direct email connections between Trump and Epstein in the files at all, actually, which is surprising. I thought there would be, but there actually is none outside of like him actually hating Trump. There's a lot of emails of him talking about him in a vitriolic manner, but there's no emails of him like engaging buddy with him directly like there is of all these other politicians.
The ban on that Fuentes.
Peter Thiel is the only reason why Vance is VP, yes.
There are lots of conversations
Which
happening.
is the same reason you have to be wary of like Tucker Carlson, because Tucker Carlson is also a puppet. He's also in with these same people, right? It's basically like a three-way tug of war. You have all these like rich, powerful businessmen and families that are kind of playing tug of war for our politicians, and like they're kind of like on the same side right now in like a coalition, but they're all still trying to basically like make their power plays, right? That's why when like Trump fucks up or he does something stupid, you don't see Vance come out and like support him. He kind of just stays quiet. It's like they're all playing their own little like power game.
Happening right now. And what I will say is this, that it seems to me, and that was my stance from the very beginning, that Fuentes came across with very maximalist rhetoric, and maximalist rhetoric is very often rhetoric that isn't realistic. And
what's maximalist rhetoric? Like, am I retarded? What does that even mean? Can you just say that in normal people way, like a normal people speak?
It almost invariably leads to people sabotaging anyone who realistically tries to give a solution to things. Because if you start dreaming of a solution like you're playing in Warhammer 40k, like you have the God Emperor of Mankind who goes out and destroys everything.
Yeah, so I think he's arguing for compromising, and I don't think you need to compromise. I don't, right? Like you don't need to compromise. I don't need to compromise with pedophiles that eat children. I just don't need to, right? So if you're a fucking pedophile that eats children, I don't need to compromise with you. I just don't. I don't care. I refuse. I have a big enough base. I don't need to do that.
Or if you want something of the sort, chances are you're going to have to wait for a long time.
Yeah, a counter to that might be when Trump used.
Yeah, honestly though, like I don't like Trump dick lickers either. Like people who dick lick him for everything he does are just as bad, and I don't like them either. I think holding him accountable and holding your politicians accountable is fine. I think pushing Trump to like, hey bro, this is stupid. I don't like how you're cowtailing to this. I don't like how you're bending the knee here. Like this is not what we voted for you to do, right? You didn't run on doing this. You didn't run on compromising. That's not what we voted you in for. You didn't win the popular vote because you campaigned on, I'm just going to get in and compromise with all of our enemies. No, we voted you in to destroy our enemies. Absolutely fucking destroy them. We don't care what you have to do. I mean, bro, I've never seen this before, but like I generally see people literally telling him, just send in the military and fucking wipe these people out. Like that's the state that the culture is currently in. So you need to understand that. And like you can't be making compromises, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna give the other side leverage now to like basically snake their way back into power. And ultimately you gotta remember is that even historically speaking, communists and socialists wield power. They're not afraid. They will wield the power. They will make justifications. They will make moral justifications for exterminating you. They're not against this. Like, they openly talk about it. Like, at some point, when every single Democrat politician and every single like leftist streamer and media personality, when they actively like go out and call you fucking terrorist, call you fascists, and call you Nazis, and they justify like killing you in the streets, at some point you need to listen to them, right? At some point you need to take it seriously. Like all these people are constantly saying this shit, and everybody just laughs it off. Like, oh yeah, they won't do anything. And then they do something. They kill Charlie Kirk, right? Or they kill this person, or they attempted this on this person. They are very serious. When are you going to take them seriously? How many people need to die and be assassinated or attempted to be assassinated before you actually believe the words they're saying to you? You know what I'm saying?
Uses it as a negotiating strategy. And speaking of Bannon, and speaking of Trump's third term, Bannon's been the one to say Trump's.
My criticism of Trump is the same as Nick's. It's like, bro, you're setting us up for failure. You're not doing what needs to be done. You have the mandate. You have the populist mandate to clean house, to put this shit to bed. Do it. Get it done. Whatever it takes. Because what's going to happen is like they're going to use all of this as justification anyway to basically do all of this shit to us. They're going to do it. They're going to double down, triple down. Like, so it's like we are fucked in like 4 years if this guy keeps like fucking compromising with everybody.
Trump's going to have a third term. We're going to make it happen. Okay, the third term. He's been saying that. You sort of feel like he's just saying that to rile people up and cause controversy. And I'm never quite sure why he's saying it, but there's some sort. It's like when Trump says something crazy, you go, "Why is he saying that?"
Because you guys are like dumb boomers. Because like he reads history, I read history. We know what's coming. You guys are gonna be the ones that get put in the cages in 4 years from now. You guys are gonna be the ones put in the cages in the gulag, and you're gonna be like, "Well, I didn't see that coming," because you don't listen. Like if you're a student of history and you're not fucking retarded, you know what's coming soon. Like, and this is why like I push. This is why he pushes. Like, we know what's coming, bro. Like I take what they say literally. I don't pretend like, oh, they're just joking, guys. When they say they want to kill me and my family, or they want to dox me and get me swatted and have me get killed by the police, like, yeah, they're just joking, guys. Like, no, I take them seriously. I literally do. Like, they're not lying. I see it. Like, they're not lying.
We're going to build a wall. Mexico's going to pay. Everyone's like, what? It was a new style of political rhetoric.
Yeah.
So there is a place for it, but you're saying the danger is you purity spiral.
And like, you could, like, I understand the argument of like, well, you know, you don't want to set precedents, right? But my argument here is that like, it wouldn't be setting a precedent because you would stomp it out of existence now, right? Because like, it's not like he won with like a heated contested election. He won in a landslide. He won almost every single major state in the country. And then he got the popular vote by a lot, right? So it's like, that's a clear mandate that this is the direction the country wants to go. They want to correct this problem. So it's like, it's not like overreach at that point. Like, this is the clear direction they want to go. That's why you saw things swift so heavily when Biden won, right? That's why things got way out of control super fast and they went fucking apeshit, because they would justify anything because Biden won by a lot. Like, Biden won in a landslide. So to them, they're like, well, there's our fucking mandate. We're just going to do whatever the fuck we want. We're going to exercise any power. We're going to abuse the DOJ. And that's what's going to happen. Yeah, they did that shit to Chibi. Yeah, Chibi invites that shit though, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest, Chibi's kind of a little bitch. Like, I really don't like Chibi. Like, I used to. I still sort of like him. Like, I don't really engage with him anymore. Like, Chibi's the kind of guy that rage baits and then plays victim. Like, I'll rage bait, but you're not gonna see me go play victim on fucking Twitter afterwards, right? Like, I'm going to rage bait people, and I do it fully understanding and knowing well that, like, there's going to be retards that dox me. There's going to be retards that try to swat me. There might be even a guy who tries to kill me. Like, I'm fully understanding of all of this. Like, I might get martyred doing this, right? It doesn't excuse swatting, but you invite it to yourself, right? He rage baits 24/7. My issue is, like, you can't play victim after that, right? My issue is, like, you're an anti-tuber, right? I'm not an anti-tuber. I specifically make content that covers controversies, that covers politics, that covers things like this or culture, right? So, like, Chibi is not that. Chibi is an anti-tuber, right? So you can't play the game and then be shocked when you get burnt by the fire, right? You come into this knowing full well what's going to happen. Is it fair? No, it's not fair, but we're in a fucking culture war. We're in a spiritual battle. We're in a culture war. You know they're going to do it. Don't play dumb. I know fully well that any of those things should happen to me at any point because I know what their playbook is. So that's my issue with him. My issue with him is that he plays with fire, but then he cries when he gets burnt, right? Don't go on Twitter with sob stories. Like, don't go on like, I can't believe they're doing this to me. It's like, bro, you invited them to do it. If you just don't, like, they're attacking you because you basically said, hey, attack me. You go on Twitter and you basically goad them into attacking you.
You purity spot.
So, like, I'm saying, like, you can do this, but you need to know the consequences. Everything has a consequence. I know full well what the consequences of me talking about the things I talk about is.
And whoever leads.
Do I think it's fair? Do I think these things should happen? No, but I know who these people are. I know, like, when they swat you, they're trying to kill you. They want you to die. Like, that's what it is. They want you to die. It's not because they're trying to harass you. It's not harassment. They want you to fucking die. You need to be prepared if you're going to say things that are vitriolic or controversial on the internet, to be prepared that, like, you might face that, right? These people are going to try to kill you. He wants to get, like, my problem with people like Chibi is he's a grifter. He wants to play both sides. He wants to grift and play this little right-wing game. Like, look how based and cool I am. But then he'll go on Twitter and cry when people give him pushback.
A party and whoever leads.
And I don't even think he believes half the shit he says. I just think he just does it to rage bait. I mean, you saw in the video when I covered Nick even said, like, what's wrong with rage baiting? I'm like, there's nothing wrong with rage baiting, I guess. But, like, you know, like, I don't know why you'd be shocked that, like, these psychopaths that you're rage baiting would attack back, right?
The movement must be a bit more realistic.
Yeah.
So once again, I just want to make it clear, like, I can feel bad and I can say, hey, this is wrong, but you also need to understand the climate and the culture that we're in. Like, this isn't a game. Like, it's not a game, guys. Like, you can't go on Twitter and rage bait leftists, communists, socialists that want revolution in your country. They want a revolution. They think they're revolutionaries. You hear it come out of their fucking mouths. So you can't engage with these people, and you can't engage with them hostilely, like with hostility, and then not expect them to actually do the things they're telling you they're going to do to you. When they say, like, I'm going to kill you, or I'm going to swat you, or I'm going to go after you, dox you, like, you can't just be, oh, they're just joking. Let me just rage bait them for impressions on Twitter. No, they're going to do these things. So, I mean, if you're fully prepared for it and you're ready for it, then do it. I think, like, hey, if you, like, that's why, that was my thing with Nick. I was like, Nick, don't even engage in this, man. Just do your thing, brother. Like, you just got married. You just got married with your wife. Like, just live your fucking life, man. Just live your life. And what you do is, like, you don't need to be on the front lines talking about this shit, right? You can just support the people you care about. Like, for example, Andrew Wilson, right? He very much argues my worldview way better than I ever could, because it's all he does. But he argues my worldview for me, right? So I support him financially. I give a lot of money to the Crucible because he goes out and he fights on essentially the front lines of a culture and a spiritual war with leftists, and he engages them, and he espouses my ideals and my worldview for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you don't have to fight on the front lines and endanger yourself, right? And it's like, is it correct? Is it fair? No, but this is the world we live in. You have to be objective to reality.
That's what I'm saying. People don't like listening to it, especially online, but that's the truth. Right, and here he is declaring war yet another time against. To
be very fair, Fuentes has gone a bit more realistic lately. Since he's had all this exposure, he started saying, no, we need to take these countries. I believe in the American empire. And you could call that realistic. He's gone, people said neocon almost. On a few, he said Charlie Kirk wasn't killed by Israel. He's had a few sort of sensible takes lately, just to be very fair.
That's fair. That's fair. Right. So let's listen to what he says here.
Fuck this administration. People say, you want to burn it all down? Yeah, I do. People say, you want to burn it all down just so you could rule over the ashes. See, you don't seem to have much of an imagination. I want to burn you to the ground. You will be turned into ashes. We will still be very much intact.
And he's talking about the administration. Like, let's not the right here. He says also he can't wait for the Democrats to take the House and start impeaching people from the Republican.
Yeah, they're going to. Yeah, and they're going to. Yeah, yeah, I agree. That's literally what's going to happen. So, like, guys, they like I just don't understand why. And he's right to criticize them. I don't know why they don't take the threat seriously. These guys are already talking about, we're going to impeach you. We're going to impeach you. We're going to do this. We're going to arrest you. They're going to do it. Believe what they're saying. I feel like, why don't we believe what they're saying, man?
Party. And I want to say something here, because I have said this before, and I have had debates here with people who were sort of not that critical of Groypers, in some cases defending him or something. You can't say... There are some issues with several commentators when they're losing the sense of judgment. Like, for instance, before Trump won, there were lots of commentators who were saying the left isn't going to lose because it holds so much power over the institutions and the majority of the people can do nothing. But then it was too big to rig, and then Trump won. So they sort of...
Yeah, but that's true though. Like, they spent billions of dollars, like not billions, but they spent hundreds of millions of dollars campaigning in Pennsylvania and Ohio to to change all these purple states to red, and it was by very small margins. So it's like, yeah, like they literally had Elon Musk like spending hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah, it was too big to rig. It was very much like a fuck you to the establishment. Like guys, go look at the election. The fact that Kamala Harris almost became president of the United States after she was installed into the primary is fucking mentally insane. It's insane. Like they just like, yeah, the institutions are very much in their favor. They still are. Like I don't know why we're pretending like it's not. Like, this guy's retarded. Like, yeah, he won. Just like sure, but like it took a lot to win. It took like almost every single every single podcaster, media personality. It took the richest man on the planet, basically like spending like hundreds of millions of dollars to eke out an election that we still barely won against one of the worst candidates they've ever put up ever. They literally put up one of the worst candidates of all time in like the history of their party, Kamala Harris, like absolutely dumpster fire of a candidate, and she still almost won.
Had maximalist rhetoric, and they exaggerated, and they kind of understood that they were exaggerating. So now these people are saying something of the following. They're saying that if the left wins now...
Yeah, that's my point, and that's Nick's point. It's like, hey, we dodged a bullet, guys. Like, God literally intervened in the fate of this fucking entire country. So you need to take advantage of that. And the argument that Nick makes and that I make is like, bro, if you don't push harder and you don't get this shit done now, we are fucked. Like, 2028 is not a guarantee. You should never just assume something's guaranteed, right? We all thought 2020 was guaranteed. We thought there was going to be a red wave in 2022 and there wasn't shit, right? Red wave. Didn't happen, by the way. Actually got embarrassingly lost a bunch of states. I mean, fucking Dr. Oz lost the Fetterman guy. The Fetterman's literally fucking disabled. He's got brain damage. He's fucking retarded. He can barely speak. He beat the conservative candidate. Granted, Fetterman somehow ends up being like the most normal Democrat there is. I don't even know how that's possible, but like that guy's like the only Democrat that's not retarded. But it's like, yeah, it's like, guys, this is your divine moment. This is the moment that God came down himself and granted to us. He granted us a way out. And instead of going hard on this way out, now it's like, it's a fucking mess, right? The fact that like Trump is not prosecuting people in the Epstein files, he's covering for them. The fact that they lied about the Epstein files. Bro, we're literally in a world being run by Jewish bankers that are eating children and torturing them to drain their blood to make infusions so they could live forever. We're being run by satanic pedophiles that eat children. Like, bro, we put him there to look at this shit and go after these people.
They are going to pose an existential threat to the right, and that's going to be, they're going to win a sort of total war.
Yeah, I like Fetterman. Fetterman's like the only, because he's basically like a normal liberal, right? So it's like, at this point, a normal liberal is almost basically right wing at this point. So it's like, holy fuck, somebody who's not retarded, like
against.
And ultimately, he's like a labor union guy, right? Like he's a traditional Democrat, so he's like very much entwined with the labor unions, and ultimately, like immigration basically affects labor unions the most. I mean, that's why all the Democrats were very pro immigration, like immigration reform and deportation in 2008, 2010, because they used to actually care about the labor unions, which they don't now, unfortunately. And the labor unions very much do not like immigration at all.
The conservatives, so don't lose elections. And they're going to say, let's look at the kind of vile hatred you saw when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And that's a correct observation. There was vile hatred, and that was absolutely disgusting. Say, look at how they are. If they win elections, they're going to win a total war against the conservatives and the Republicans.
They are, bro. Like, are you delusional? Like, do you think they're joking? I don't know why this guy thinks they're joking, brother. Like they are going to exercise every single, like, they're going to break every rule in the book. They're going to exercise the full extent of the DOJ and all the executive powers, and they're going to do all kinds of shit. I mean, you guys remember when they tried to do that fuck shit with OSHA? They tried to like abuse like an executive order and like a basically like a weird like bylaw in order to like use OSHA to enforce COVID mandatory like COVID shots. Like, it's just like the most insane shit.
Republicans. My point here is that there's a hidden contradiction. You can't say on the one hand, if they win,
I get the T on Tuesday. Let me know how it goes.
They're gonna crush the conservatives, and then say, well, it's okay to lose.
Bro, they raided Donald Trump's home. They raided his home. They locked up all his supporters. Like, you guys forget, they put Roger Stone in jail. Like they put everybody who supported the administration in jail. They had to get pardoned when Trump got in office.
The midterms. It's okay to lose this. It's okay to lose that.
I see your point. You can't have a sort of accelerationist mentality and also say they're going to hunt us down, persecute us, and all that.
Yeah, but also when it comes to the accelerationist mentality,
I mean by losing the midterm, I don't mean it in a strict sense, like lose the midterms, kind of crash the thing deliberately.
If he loses the midterms, it's over, right? Like, if he doesn't get a bunch of shit done this year and like secure the midterms, it's over. Like, everybody knows this. If you're not politically retarded, that you know that if this guy loses the midterms, it's over. Like, it's done. Then what they're going to do is they're going to play Impeachgate with him for 2 years straight, hamper him from doing anything else, and bog him down and the whole administration down in a giant impeachment sham over and over again.
Deliberately is what I mean.
Yeah.
You're saying,
and then it's over, because then all the press is going to be purely negative. Nothing's going to get done. So then his constituents are going to turn on him. Like, this is like this is like the most simplest playbook, slam dunk for the Democrats ever, and they're going to do it, and we're going to let them do it.
Saying that means, but you're also saying people will be in jail because they will do lawfare if they get in. They'll do everything they can.
Yes,
and that people will be killing people and they'll be getting away with it. This is what I think. I mean, we're already seeing, Trump they tried to kill him. They killed Charlie Kirk.
The narrative is already established that you are a Nazi, you are a bigot, you're a misogynist, you're a racist, you're all these despicable things. They've already established the moral hierarchy to justify murder and capital punishment and to justify public executions.
We've seen the ICE stuff. It'll be very dangerous, I think, for Republicans if they do win. So, but I see what you mean. You can't have those two at the same time. Can I say one thing on your previous point, just quickly, which is you could argue, though, what Fuentes is talking about here is just what Trump did. Trump took over the Republican Party, right? Completely reshaped it in his image. Everyone hated him at first. Fuentes is now saying, well, hang on, my movement is going to take over the Republican Party and burn Trumpism down, just like he burnt the Republican. So it does happen.
He's doing the same
And
thing.
you wouldn't have thought Fuentes could have got this far. He had such an extreme sounding message, but now he has to be taken seriously. He's on Tucker Carlson. Joel Webber's doing a 10-part interview with him saying this guy is going to be massive in politics.
A kingmaker or a future president, which I think is completely wrong about.
But Steve Bannon used to condemn him. Now Bannon says he's where it's at, right? Everyone used to condemn him. So he's made more progress than you could ever imagine. So I wouldn't rule him out being a hijack the Republican movement. Isn't that what he's just saying?
Well, here's the question, and I think that this comes directly to the, in a sense, the Groyper question that we were discussing here. Yeah, especially in November, December, and then January. In January, it sort of died. I think after Maduro, it sort of completely lost the momentum, especially after they started doing the Epstein was cool stuff.
Well, that
you can see here.
Yeah, that's where you lose.
Well, I kind of understand why they did it, though, because I think that fundamentally, and that would be more honorable. If you're a shit poster, be a shit poster. And in that, they're hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it's shit posting, but a lot of it is just like, it's also like, it's sarcasm. He's playing into the gag that the administration's doing, where it's like, I mean, you have Dan Bongino running defense for fucking pedophiles on Twitter. Like, he's getting roasted by fucking everybody because the guy's a retard. Like, brother, you're literally covering up like demonic pedophiles that eat children. Yeah, we're done with this conversation. I mean, let's just go over it. Epstein jerky. The Asmongold one's the funniest one. We should probably watch that one actually.
Going crazy? Think they found a code word for human meat? Wait, what?
Either billionaires really love beef.
Yeah, hang on. The Asmongold one's really funny, but we can watch like a serious one.
People going crazy? Think they found a code word for human meat?
Like, I don't know how much more like in your face it needs to be of what's going on. That's like that's why I kind of wish like the Indian kid that was like super atheist and getting mad at me for talking about Christian stuff was in here. He's like, well, I don't believe in fairy tales. I'm like, yeah. Then why do all the world's elite and the most powerful people in the world who run all the banking systems and run all these governments, why do they believe in it? Like,
wait, what?
Hope you are feeling better. Did we analyze the jerky? Why didn't we get jerky this week? I also added more to the jerky and ginger lemongrass. Thank you so much. Super cool. Beef jerky, delicious. Jojo is here and we'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. We'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey.
Why would jerky walk around? Why would it do that?
Delicious lunch, beef jerky. Steve and I are very grateful. Above.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like, I know it's like this video makes it funny, but like you can go I have verified half of these myself. Like this is actually like in there. Like all of this shit's actually in there. There's like 1,000 entries of beef jerky. There's like thousands of them, and it's funny because they every single beef jerky email is redacted. By the way, you guys don't think that's weird? Like every single beef jerky email, like who he's talking to is redacted. Isn't that kind of weird? Like, why would you redact who he's sending this to? Why would this be covered up? They're just talking about beef jerky, right? It's just beef jerky. So if it's just beef jerky, why would they cover this up, guys? Why wouldn't they? So they didn't cover up the emails between him and like, you know, the Rothschilds, like talking about like fucking, you know, starting the coup in the Ukraine and all this stuff. They didn't cover up the emails with him and like Bill Gates. They didn't cover up the emails with him and like Bill Clinton or Hillary Clinton, but they covered up all the emails that have to do with beef jerky. You don't think that's fucking weird? You don't think it's weird that the FBI like redacted every single like from email from the talking about beef jerky?
All for your friendship. Some of these emails are so wholesome, aren't they? It's too bad they eat kids. A small insulated.
Every single one is redacted. Why? Why are all the beef jerky emails the ones that all the from like who it is redacted? Why is that? It's fucking weird.
bag would be fine. I don't remember checking it. No need for crazy amounts of ice. One should do. There is one bag of beef jerky in the fridge. Please get it. Also, Blank has more at her place. Please get it from her as well. I suppose it needs to be in a cold, insulated bag. Just wanted to touch base about jerky. JE said he was going to start eating regular food again.
Literally every single time. Everybody involved in the jerky emails, there's thousands of these, by the way. Every single one, they're always redacted. Why the fuck would you redact that? Is that fucking weird? Yeah, no. So beef jerky is code for is child meat. So like, this is them talking about eating children. This is them talking about eating children. Dude, I don't understand why people don't take this seriously. Like, I don't know why people are reading the Epstein files and like laughing about it. Like guys, they're literally talking about eating children. The FBI knows this. They're covering for them. They redacted, dude. Why would you need to redact the names of people in emails talking about beef jerky? Why are they think it's all fake? It's not fake. This is on the Justice Department. I went and looked at half these emails myself. You can just go on the fucking government website and just type in jerky. You could just type it in. You can find. I verified like half these emails myself last night. I actually got sick. I actually got sick last night. I was gonna stream some games, but after I went and saw this shit and I started looking into it, I actually got sick. I actually like threw up like 3 times. I don't know why everybody thinks this is a joke. Like, this is actually insane. And the FBI is covering for it. Why would you have to redact the names of people in an email talking about beef jerky? They also do the same thing with the pizza stuff, by the way. Have you noticed that the only emails that are redacted are any of the emails that talk about pizza, like pizza and grape soda parties, or the emails that talk about jerky? Why are the jerky emails and why are the fucking pizza emails redacted? Why? Why are there's emails talking about Adolf Hitler and talking about destabilizing other countries with royal family members? They don't redact those. Why are they redacting the emails talking about jerky and fucking pizza parties? Why?
So he might be eating less.
This is not to protect victims. This isn't a victim. He's talking to people about jerky. These are the people who he's selling and buying jerky from. These are people eating children.
Jerky. He said he has 6 bags of it in a downstairs freezer. Why would you freeze jerky? Steve needs a 6 to 8 ounce portion of jerky. I gave you all the jerky we had, and it lasted only half the amount of time it was meant to.
How is this a victim? Why would this need to be redacted? Who's the victim here? Why are there thousands of emails talking about jerky, and why is every single email about jerky redacted?
I felt like it was more important for you to have the jerky to eat during my time off. My plan is to make a batch before I leave for LSJ, and some of that will go to Steve, and the rest will go to you at LSJ when I arrive. Little St. James Island. That's what LSJ must mean. So logically, that means that they were doing this off of the island. Steve Hansen is sending jerky to your attention overnight. I believe it should be enough to get him through. Jeffrey Epstein is asking to bring him more jerky. I'm flying in on Friday. I will bring jerky. Is there a time I could come say hi and drop off the beef jerky? And that's from Jeffrey Epstein. Francis has time to come tomorrow. Show me how to make it. Jerky class anyone. He will bring you to taste his new jerky recipe from the restaurant. He sends a warm hello. He's working at a restaurant called guys, the restaurant's called Cannibal and Cooks. Wait for it, beef jerky and steak. Can blank make some jerky? I think we should landscape all around the house to use the water if possible. If the main house is not enough. Are there any recorded images of Jeffrey Epstein with beef jerky at all? No, there are no recorded or publicly known images of Jeffrey Epstein with beef jerky. Who sends beef jerky to a lab for analysis? Wait, what? I was looking for the beef jerky as I knew it was in my suitcase, and I thought that maybe I left it on the beach, only to find a small plastic bag near my dog's bed. I'll email Francis to make us some more, as I need 6 to 8 ounces to send to the lab, and I'll forward to Francis the info to send to the lab directly.
Guys, I think something's going on.
What's this here? Commercial? Apparently it's his last girlfriend who's active on Twitter right now. Check the mail. Names for hers again. Oh boy, oh boy. People are saying this is Jeffrey Epstein's last girlfriend. And this is the same name as inside of the files, and her name change hasn't occurred since 2017, before the files released. After years of
They sacrificed children to Lucifer. It's a cult. Jeffrey got involved in the operation for financial reasons and obtained compromise. He never participated in any of those rituals. Well, that's a lie. You also see, by the way, she has emails. I looked up some of her emails. She's also fucking insane. She's a schizo. She's this is definitely a chick that was groomed, by the way. This is definitely one of his grooming victims that was groomed since he was a kid, because she's very young. And if you look at how she talks to him in emails, it's absolutely mentally insane. It's disgusting.
Silence the truth. Jeffrey was innocent. I really? Like, he just...
He's definitely not innocent, no.
Well, he didn't do nothing wrong? Trapped by powerful people who silenced him. I was his last confidant, and I have the evidence that they're still hiding. I'm not suicidal, just in case. You'll know the whole truth soon. They sacrificed children to Lucifer. It's an entire cult. Jeffrey got involved in their operation for financial reasons and to obtain comproprot, but never participated in the rituals. Oh, what is this here? I'll pull this one up and see it. That's crazy. She cooked in the brain? Maybe. She ate the brain.
There's a bunch of these, by the way. There's a lot.
Yeah, maybe she did. Wire transfer request form. A 65-gallon... Guys, 655-gallon sulfuric acid with fuel and insurance charge? They are dissolving bodies.
I don't...
But this is what I'm saying. So listen to me. This is my point. I said we... as agents, you and I, human beings, we cannot obtain justified true belief.
Yeah, that's why I'm making a transcendental argument. That's what
he's arguing. Dude, I don't understand. And then you watch the Olympics, and the Olympics is full of satanic coding, and then you have people in my chat that be like, "Oh, you believe in the sky fairy, and it's all nonsense make believe." I'm like, okay, so if it's all nonsense make believe, then why does every world elite leader across the entire world participate in satanic rituals? Right? This is not this isn't any other religion. It's specifically satanic and specifically anti-Christian rituals. Why do they engage in this shit then? If they believe it. If they believe it, I guess it's not true, right? It's not true, guys. It's not true at all. It's all fake. But every single world elite, there's no reason why they need to engage in specifically anti-Christian rituals, right? Unless you believe that there actually is some truth to it. It's very confusing. I don't understand how people are not more upset with this. I've been actually getting sick all week long reading the emails. It actually makes me sick. And I feel like I'm losing my mind because it's I'm reading this shit and nobody cares. Nobody cares. People are making jokes about it. Bro, we have emails that they're clearly there's Pizzagate is very clearly real. They're very clearly trafficking children and using pizza as a pseudonym. And then you can see once Pizzagate happened, they started calling it jerky. There's hundreds and hundreds of emails talking about jerky between the richest people on the planet. Why are they talking about jerky all the time? Why is this guy talking about walking jerky to the house? Why is this guy talking about taking jerky to the lab? What are we talking about here? Why are we freezing the jerky in a bag? There's multiple mentions of putting the jerky in the fridge or putting it in the freezer. You don't freeze jerky. And then on top of that, the lead into that claim as well is there's literally other emails talking about basically torturing children to remove their blood. And that's part of the de-aging serum that they have. There's multiple mentions of the de-aging serum. In fact, there's even one email where Epstein gets mad that somebody's talking about it, and he says this isn't a place for that conversation. So it's like, oh, there's more.
To tables, things like commenters talking about rape and sexual abuse, things like comments about kill rooms, and so much disturbing imagery on a public Instagram account for a public pizza place as the
Bro, actually eyes wide shut. Oh my god.
Well, yeah, if you
wow.
If you read like Jay Dyer covered this shit and everybody called them a conspiracy nut job, but like all of Hollywood is also implicit. Like they're all blackmailed. That's why these guys are so performative. That's why they get up on stage and say dumb shit they don't believe in. I mean, and that's why they get so nervous when they do it, by the way, because it's like they're blackmailed too. They're part of the game. And the whole point of like movies, the whole point of movies is like it's them laughing in your face, right? When they make movies about like them, like rich elites going around hunting people, like hunting actual people, like in the woods for fun, for sport, like they're telling you what they actually do behind the scenes to your face. They're laughing at you, right? When they made Eyes Wide Shut and all these like movies about these like cults, like they filmed it in the Rothschild mansion. Like it's made to laugh at you. They're telling you in the open of what they do. It's just like the Olympics. The Olympics last year opened with a bastardization of like the Last Supper. And then they did the same thing this year. They basically did a whole ceremony just mocking Christianity the whole time.
a public Instagram
Who
account
does
for a
that?
public pizza place as the media is running this big kind of smear campaign on these questions. A guy
enjoys your content.
conveniently
I'm
walks
glad.
into that pizza place
Yeah,
with
shout
an
out to
AR
Ian.
and
For sure.
shoots the place up. Doesn't hit anybody, but manages to shoot
got a great
bullet
hairline.
straight through the hard drive
I'm
that's
jealous.
in the back room and gets arrested by police very publicly. They have a big photo shoot. So then you
Yeah.
can look at it and say, these conspiracy theories are dangerous.
Yeah.
So we can censor them all off the internet because it's been debunked.
Uh-huh.
Don't pay attention to the fact that the guy that owns the pizza place is the boyfriend of the guy that runs Media Matters, who is one of the primary debunkers of these things.
Man, that is really damn, bro. Like,
They're named. They had 10 co-conspirators, one of whom was Leslie Wexner.
It's not even just that. You know how much pussy this guy pulls? Like, if he wasn't so lazy, this guy would be swimming in fucking hot women. So it's kind of funny. Funny how much of a live cast and camera coverage the opening ceremony of the Olympics requires more effort to see now. Yeah, dude, the whole opening was fucking just weird. There was so much like satanic coding into it. Even if you just ignore the satanic aspect of what they were doing, like it's still fucking weird. Like the whole thing was weird, especially like the painting when they had like the 3 paint things dripping. It was just fucking weird. The whole thing was like really strange.
They're named, and that the list is long. Like there's pilots, we know their names. Larry Visosky. There's 3 different pilots. There's a bunch of other madams like Ghislaine Maxwell, but assistants that were helping to recruit girls. There's a bunch of other people that were trafficking models and bringing models in and out.
Like, I mean, I get why some people have their blinders on because it's too much to process, and like it makes me actually, like, I'm not even kidding. I physically vomited like multiple times when I started reading through the jerky emails and connecting the dots. Like, it actually made me sick. So like, I understand why people want to turn blinders on, but like, it's so bad and it's so blatant. Like, I think it's time that people need to stop fucking just putting their head in the sand and just ignoring like what's clearly happening. I mean, you can see the connection here where like all of this stuff is coming out and people are connecting the dots, and now every single like media person and like compromised person on social media is basically running defense. Like, you got Dan Bongino like defending the pedophilia shit. You got literally like you got fucking Ted Cruz literally in Congress saying like we need to stop harassing pedophiles. Like, you literally see them running like a cover for all of this shit. Now they're trying to just like push this whole anti-Semitism shit again. It's like, it's not anti-Semitic to point out the guy's emails where he calls everybody goyim and talks about other people like they're lesser. The fact that like there's no Jewish victims, for instance, like it's all goyim, quote unquote. Like there's no Jewish victims. And then they joke openly about like, oh, you're an honorary Jew, like fuck the goy, like you can drop the Christian and just become a Zionist. Like this is all in the emails. You can't deny it. Like he talks to Baruta, the former prime minister of Israel, like all the time. It's like it's literally the guy who's in the emails like more than anybody else. So it's like it's not anti-Semitism to point that out. You fucking idiot. Like, so it's just like they're running cover. Like, you can see them all running cover. They all post the same shit. They all regurgitate the same talking point. It's just insane.
There's just this long, there's an enormously long list of people in various roles all around Epstein that we know full well were at the very least deeply suspiciously involved, where they should be asked some very serious questions. I mean, right up to Ehud Barak, who by my accounting looks like the handler of Epstein. He certainly looks like, we have all these emails from both Ehud Barak's email server now and from Jeffrey Epstein's trove of documents that corroborate them doing what looks like intelligence.
Say I'm not a Mossad agent. I remember that. I remember that real well.
Operations all around the world and in the United States. So there's just an endless number of people.
I unfollowed them? Wait, what? I don't think I did. Wait, did I really? Like, let me see. Yeah, I mean, this is just... No, I didn't. What do you mean? And, yeah, that's... this is a lot, guys. Like, I mean, really, we got a lot going on with this. Then I'm going to start trying to explain these things to my real-life friends. With these filed release, why is no one being questioned and be called for an investigation? Why would you investigate the people that are killing and eating and raping?
Because you can't. Because they have all the power. Like, this is the point. Like, this is how insane this is. They can openly just release this information and just tell you to, and just show it to you in your face. And then people are so fucking stupid, they still don't want to believe it. They just want to put blinders on. And then it's like, they're not held responsible because they hold all the power. Like, they hold the keys to the castle. How, like, what do you want them to hold themselves responsible? Why the fuck would they do that? Like, they're just going to tell you, shut up, idiot. It's not real. And then they're going to move on. Like, it's insane. It's insane, bro. I can't believe, like, the state of the world we're in. Like, if you're not religious, if the Epstein files doesn't convert you, I don't know what to tell you, man. If you don't see what's happening and, like, what these people are doing, and then, like, the fact that they're now going to, like, engage in a massive psyop to basically just label it as anti-Semitism and just throw it all under the bus. Like, they're going to do everything they can to distract you now from what's happening. They're going to obfuscate all responsibility as much as possible. It's just absolutely insane. Like, it's absolutely insane what's happening. Like, you literally see it. If you just take a step back and just pay attention, like, you can actually see what's happening. And it's fucking gross. It's disgusting. Like, how many hundreds of children and underage people were abused? How many of them were eaten? How many of them were turned into jerky? How many kids have been trafficked through all this Pizzagate shit? Like how bad does this actually get? Like, it's fucking insane. And it's like, it's all gonna get covered up. It's all gonna get brushed under the water. They're gonna launch, like, the whole Iranian thing, and all these fucking idiots on Twitter are gonna forget about it. And then people who keep talking about it are gonna, like, basically be shunned and called the conspiracy theorists. That makes you feel like end time stuff. It does feel like end time stuff. But I don't think it's end times. I think it's just more of a, it's just more of an expose of, like, what's going on, right? I think things are going to continue, right? Unfortunately, but it's important to just, like, understand, like, this shit is real. Like, the satanic shit does exist. Like, these people, like, literally worship demons. They engage in disgusting, inhuman shit. So, like, if this doesn't drive you in the church, man, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I'll pray for you, but I don't know, man. Like, they're eating children.
Raping kids and doing satanic rituals to...
Forget raping children. Forget raping underage adults. Forget human trafficking. Forget all of that. They're eating children.
To create humongous...
They're torturing them so they can extract an enzyme from their blood to give themselves, like, to stop themselves from aging. Like, are we serious?
Homunculus, humanoid, and then breeding half human, half animal, and then performing ritualistic sacrifices and cutting the organs out of children. Why would you do that? Why would you hold them accountable for this? Yeah, you have to? Apparently not. I mean, apparently you don't have to. Do you think that they created a homunculus? I do. I think that they probably have
like realistically, I mean, let's just think about this logically. Do you think that they've tried to clone human beings?
Yeah, but it extends your life. I mean, dude, look at all these politicians, bro. They live until like they're like fucking 100. Like, you don't think that's weird? Like, you see people drop dead at like 40 all the time, but these people literally live forever. Yeah, sure, they still age, they still look old, but Nancy Pelosi's old as fuck, and she's still like, bro, she still seems spry as a chicken, bro. Like, she still runs around and everything, like full on speed, like it's insane.
Absolutely, they have. I'm gonna be,
and also like, there's, I'm not even saying Nancy Pelosi engages in this. Like, a lot of this is just like actual like rich businessmen. Like, keep in mind, like Jeffrey Epstein looked very young, and he's very old. He's very old. He's not a spring chicken. He looks like he's in his like 40s or 50s, but I'm pretty sure he's what, like upper 70s or something. Like, he's old. Or how old was he? Somebody check it.
Honest. If our government hasn't tried to do that, I want my tax money back. I do.
I think it's more about extending life, more than it is like trying to de-age. Like the thing is, like, I don't think the de-aging thing even works, but like they were trying it. That's the point. Like, it doesn't matter if it works or not. They were still trying it.
I want it back. If we're not trying to clone people and we're not trying to like grow people inside of a lab, I'm getting scammed. I am. Like, I thought we're supposed to be on the edge of this. I thought we're supposed to be trying to move things forward. Like, really? I mean, I'm not even saying, like, there's a lot of reasons why you could grow a person. Why? Well, because you could grow organs that way. Like, that's the main thing. Absolutely. 100%. Like, cloning humans will be the end of humanity? They said that about a lot of things, and it wasn't. And we need a real Captain America also. Yeah, do you think they were successful in cloning human? I don't think they were successful. I don't. I find it to be very unlikely. And the reason why I think they weren't successful is because we can't cure cancer. I think with how many diseases that people have that we can't cure, I think that shows that we probably can't replicate the human genome. People going crazy think they found a code word.
Yeah, so even if you argue that like the jerky stuff, like, oh, he talks about bringing it out of a lab, like, oh, he's just doing like the lab grown meat, right? Even if you make that argument, my argument back is like, well, why are there thousands of emails from like so many different politicians like bringing up jerky? Like, why have I never seen this jerky before? Like, why is there no evidence of them eating jerky? Why is this just not? It just seems like such a weird like concept to even talk about in emails like so much. Like, they constantly talk about it. It's brought up all the time. And then he seems like he gets mad. He gets like angsty. You have like emails from people going, Jeffrey's had a jerky again. We're gonna need some ASAP. Like, it's almost like if he doesn't consume it, like fucking, it's like a detriment to him or something. Like, it's so weird.
For human meat? So jerky equals child meat. Francis.
Yeah, we covered this.
And its focus is on sustainable meat and the massive inventory of craft beverages. Did their top chef leave after the Epstein... Leave as a result of Epstein. As a result. There's no way, right? Jim and I won't answer that. There's no reference. Francis Derby. He left in 2018 simply to return to Long Island.
Why would you call your fucking restaurant the Cannibal?
Okay, so he's not... Okay, that's interesting. Wow. Did they serve beef jerky? Does beef jerky? It was now famous for its extensive house-made charcuterie and offered a wide variety of snacks. Their menu traditionally focused on fresh butchery rather than standard dried beef jerky. Okay. So they apparently did it occasionally, but not really.
Yeah,
so
it's very weird.
Who sends beef jerky to a lab for analysis? Wait, what?
as I need 6 to 8 ounces to send to the lab, and I'll forward to Francis the info to send to the lab directly. I think something's going on. I do. The lab is another code word? Well, you'd have to have repeated uses of it in ways that are inconvenient or confusing. So that's it. Is this beef jerky was adrenochrome? No, I don't think that's it either. I'm just like looking at everything. So what else are these people saying about it? 6 bags of beef jerky in the downstairs freezer. Why would anybody freeze beef jerky? Epstein said he was going to start eating regular food again. How is beef jerky not regular food? I am going to give this a point of credit, okay? Is that there are a lot of people that really eat a lot of beef jerky, and it causes digestive issues and problems. And because of that, they end up, like going back to eating normal food after that. How do I know that? Nobody knows. It's a mystery. And so anyway, yeah, biltong can be frozen. Yeah, I think that's like made out of frogs, right? Nobody's been this excited about jerky. I have. I've been even more excited about jerky than this is. Yeah, I mean, what are you talking about? Demons eating missing children sounds closer than the alien disclosure. No one walks over beef jerky, and you sure as hell don't need to keep it in a cold, insulated bag. That defeats the fucking purpose of beef jerky. This Francis guy is super hard up for some beef jerky. No one is that into beef jerky. These people are legit demons. I'm surprised MSM has not rushed to slap the debunked label on all of this like they did with Pizzagate a decade ago. I think the real reason why they can't do that is because they know that it's just too much. Anyway, I'm surprised it's crazy how they haven't said anything about this. Francis Derby was a chef at the Cannibal. I was not ready to read this. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. No, it's not. It's not even close to the worst thing. Like, oh wow, they're eating people? Duh, of course they eat people. Like, that's not even that bad.
Is this guy retarded?
Really? I mean, I think that there's a lot.
What? Is this guy retarded?
A lot of stuff that's worse than that.
What's worse than eating children? What?
This is probably like number 5 or 6. Yeah, but it's
like I guess he's trying to be funny, but he's not being funny. Like,
it's pretty bad. Yeah. But like for Epstein, is it bad though? Right?
Yeah, I would say eating children is actually the worst thing. Like beyond this, like you're gonna say like murdering and eating the children is worse. It's not worse than sexually abuse. Like the sexual abuse is bad, but it's like that's not the same level as actually murdering and like chopping up and then turning into jerky, like human beings, and then eating them, and then using their blood to extend your life. Like that's actually fucking insane. Like, are we serious? Is this guy retarded?
Are we really gonna say it's that bad?
This is why I don't watch Asmongold, bro. He's fucking retarded, dude. Like, why are you downplaying this?
Bad for Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Guys,
this guy's so weird. He doesn't think eating people like. Now I got so many questions because I remember somebody doing like an expose in Asmongold claiming he was a cannibal. Like I remember somebody doing this, some unhinged leftist. So now I'm starting to question like if this guy's in on the shit too, bro. Like I remember like reading some unhinged bullshit about that. Like people were claiming like this idiot's a cannibal, and that's why he's such a fucking dumbass.
Guys, he's sitting there smiling on a Skype call with a person, and the name of the person is torture. And talking about
Yeah, bro. What do you think they do? They torture them and then they eat them. You don't think that's worse? Like what?
Melted cheese. Like, oh, well, actually, you know what? I bet all these fit together. You know what? That's probably not even true. I bet they all just fit together. And you're saying it could have been worse? Yeah, it could have been worse. And what's number 1? What's the worst thing? I think that so I would say the worst thing, this is my opinion of the worst thing, is that the V-Bucks, no. I think it's that the fact that they rape the young girls and then they force them to give birth and then they take their babies away and then they sacrifice the babies. I think that's the worst one.
Yeah, but this is the end result of it. Like this is actually the worst thing you could do. Yeah, like honestly, I would say I would say it's more humane that they just kill the babies. No, they fucking eat them, brother. It's the worst thing they could do.
Like, personally, that's the worst one in my opinion. Right? And eat them, right? That's the word. So like, if you want...
All right, man, I'm going to have to go deep dive on the Asmongold being a cannibal thing, because, like, he's starting to weird me out that he's trying to, like, downplay cannibalism.
Because I've thought about this, right? I feel like everybody needs to think about this every once in a while. So, is that proven? Well, a lot of this stuff isn't proven. Like, it's just... There's just a lot of points on the graph, and they make the same line. So that's it. And what about eating babies? You think that's number 5? Well, it's not necessarily that. And the thing is that jerky, I don't even agree that jerky would be child meat, because generally jerky is aged meat. So I would assume that they would use another term like veal or something else to talk about kid.
What? Is this guy retarded?
Meat. So I don't even think, I'm not even...
Bro, sometimes I forget that his editor, like, really hard carries him. His editor, like, really makes him seem way more intelligent than he is. Because if you actually watch his streams, he says a lot of dumb shit like this. And his editor basically removes all of it.
Convinced that jerky is, I think it could be human meat, but there's no definitive proof in my mind that it has to necessarily be a kid's meat. You see what I'm saying?
Well, what's the difference, brother? They're eating people.
Like, and I look, guys, I just talk about things.
Yeah, sometimes you just shut your fucking mouth, I think.
I do. I just talk about it. I don't have a filter on this at all. I just say it. So there might be people saying, like, damn, like, what? People will have a little bit of shock. Listen to this. But no, I just say it is. I say that's the way it is. Jerky could be old sex slaves. That could be it. Yeah. I mean, it could be something like, it could be like a life cycle, right? Where, like, yeah, that could, no, but usually, I don't know. I mean, the ounces of it too, not 6 to 8 pounds. It says 6 to 8 ounces. So like, theoretically, right? Is that, so you're saying that they use them as sex slaves, and then once they're used up, they kill them and then eat them. I don't know if I'd believe that. And I'm going to give you the logic of why I wouldn't immediately believe that. It's because there's like an unspoken, actually it is a spoken rule. There's a rule that, I forgot where this came from, that you can have sex with a goat, but you can't eat the goat after you have sex with the goat. And I think that in general...
What the fuck is this guy talking about?
A lot of these people probably would not want to eat something that they had sex with. Is that in Iran? I don't think it's in Iran.
Yeah, that's an Islamic thing. That's like a fucking weird rule in the fucking Quran. Like, what is this guy talking about, dude?
But you could sell the goat to somebody else to eat. So maybe, because you can see what I mean, for wrong religion. But I think that it's like, but like, why did the religion come up with that idea? It's probably because the idea of, but then they were sacrificing babies and eating the shit out of their intestines, so maybe they wouldn't care. I don't know. Because the purity of the meat, right, yeah, exactly. I don't know, because like, it's about figuring out the logic for this, right? And it's used as an insult. I'm just thinking about it, right? I'm thinking out loud. I apologize. Conversations left the rails. It's about wishes. Moloch, Baal is a genie personification too. If it's human meat, it's probably baby's meat because of the amounts and the scarcity. Yeah, but like, I mean...
Dude, I feel like... Dude, honestly, I'm gonna go open up the Asmongold cannibal files, man. I remember seeing it. I'm gonna go look into it again, because, like, this guy is trying so hard to downplay cannibalism. It's actually insane. Like, this whole thing is him trying to downplay cannibalism.
So you're saying they could be eating the babies? They're not... Maybe they sacrifice them and then eat them. There's no logic, brother. It's sick.
Well, I think that there's usually, there's like an internal logic system that people use, even if they don't use the same logic system that everybody else uses. You know, it's 8 ounces, a baby. That's true, but also that's including bones and like the skull, which would be removed if you were going to kill somebody and then cook them and eat them. So like really, and that's also the dried meat. Like think about it. You ever put like a hamburger on like on a stove or on a grill, it gets smaller. Like this is, everybody knows that. Pounds. Yeah, no, that's a good point. You're right. So you could wow. Man. I'm just doing the math in my head. Because, like, okay, this is like a South Park episode about... Well, I don't know. I mean, are cattle kosher? I have no idea. We're dealing with pedophiles who worship demons from biblical times that control everything on the planet, and y'all are talking about voting them out. Yeah, it's okay, guys. If you vote for the other side, it'll all go away. I think the sub needs to change from conspiracy to I told you so. This is a lot, huh? Epstein's last girlfriend is posting right now, and it's getting crazier. So this is the other one, right? So this girl, randomly, I don't know who this is, but people are saying this is Jeffrey Epstein's last girlfriend. And this is the same name as inside of the files, and her name change hasn't occurred since 2017.
Well, I mean,
Jeffrey got involved in their
I've
operation.
already seen this. I already know this shit. I already verified this shit. I'm just showing it to you guys.
And I don't even know what to say. They deserve crumbs of sulfuric acid. Like I don't see what you would do with that. It just seems like it's unnecessary. Yeah, sharks with lasers, maybe, right? And for drugs, I don't know about that. And perfume. Oh, it's for perfume. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So, oh man, they're not Jews. They want to be Jews. Pizzagate gunman fatally shot by police during a traffic stop. Man. Oh.
This Epstein thing, man, the more you lift up this rock, the more you see it's not just a few bugs that were crawling around under there. I mean, like, remember for a long time, who's on the list? Who isn't on the list?
Everybody.
It's.
Yep.
And what these new emails show is they all lied, all these people who were saying all these, we were never mad and we weren't there, didn't do anything. All lied. It's like Epstein Island is Hooters, and the and the entire power structure of the world is saying, yeah, I was just there for the wings.
Yep. They got great chicken.
Thing, man, the more you...
So maybe he's right. Yeah, I don't know. Or like, yeah, I'm reading Playboy for the articles. I don't even know what to say.
However, when President Trump speaks for the American people more generally, and he says, guys, don't we have better things to do? You can understand his irritation. The man is trying to negotiate an end to a war in the Gaza Strip. He's trying to negotiate an end to a war in Ukraine. He's attempting to revivify the American economy. He's attempting to crack down on illegal immigration. On a list of American priorities by the polls, the Epstein-Maxwell case comes in pretty close to zero.
Yeah, because we didn't know how fucking bad it was, brother. Because you guys downplayed it for years. Nobody knew how bad it actually was. But now that we know how bad it is, we want action immediately.
Just on a list of priorities. However, when President Trump speaks for the American people more generally, and he says, guys, don't we have better things to do? You can understand his irritation. The man is trying...
Man, I really... So...
The gangs didn't just murder, rape, extort. They also worship Satan. The gangs didn't just murder, rape, extort. They also worship Satan. Straight up, literally. Many people don't know that our enemy was not just of flesh and blood, but spiritual as well. When we went to their homes to arrest them, We discovered altars they've been using for satanic rituals. This is well documented.
Man, there sure is a lot of this, huh?
Yeah, dude. I just don't understand, man. Like, how do you see all this and you just like?
They don't worship Satan, they worship Baal. Oh, I don't know about that. I think they're doing it for, fucking demons. And then you have Henry Kissinger and Dick Cheney in it for the love of the game. Bro, they said we are going to destabilize entire regions and get millions of people killed because that's why. Because I said so. Oh my fucking God. Dick Cheney killed the guy? I think he shot him in the face. I don't know if he killed him. And, man, I don't know how the fuck this happens.
Bro, what if we're on the wrong timeline? And then, like...
And Dick Cheney, before he dicks you? Yeah, apparently.
And like, Dick Cheney was the hero of the story. What if we demonize the actual hero of the story? What if the neocons were actually keeping all this shit in check? I don't see a lot of the neocons in the files, guys. I'm just saying, I don't see a lot of the neocon guys in the I don't think I saw Dick Cheney in the files at all. What if we demonized the wrong group the whole time? What if this man was keeping this shit in check? Like, what if he was the hero we needed? I don't know, man. Like,
apparently, right?
No blackmailing, no island, not even in the files. He just bombed brown people for the love of the game, bro. That's what I'm saying, man. What if we fucked up? What if they were pushing so hard to remove all the neocons from office because they were actually keeping these motherfuckers in check, right? What if we fucked up, guys? What if they were onto something? I'm actually being serious. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like I'm like, what if we fucked up? We sided with the wrong team.
God damn. God damn, they're just letting them know, huh? Oh my fucking God. And okay, Peter Nygaard attempts to buy babies woman. As an atheistic person yourself, what do you think about some of the most rich, powerful, and educated people practicing in occult and mystical rituals? Well, I don't really think that there's a lot to it. I mean, if it would work, if the occult rituals worked, they wouldn't have gotten caught.
Yeah, but the point is they want to get caught, brother. They do it in the open. That's the point. That's what gives it power. Is they openly flaunt like Jesus Christ and God's established paradigm. Like that's what gives it power. So it's like, yeah, they're flaunting in the open, and you know what? They're getting away with it because nothing's gonna happen to them.
So like obviously, I mean, if they've got
did he go to Bohemian Grove though? Like, do we actually have evidence that Dick Cheney went to Bohemian Grove? Because then I'd be like, all right, but
the power of demons behind them, then how do they keep getting caught?
They didn't get caught.
So like, I really, it does work. Then where are the demons at? I mean, really, where are they at then? No consequences though? Yeah, but there's no consequences for all kinds of shit. Like, there's no consequences for this guy either. He didn't do anything. So like, he didn't do any of the occult stuff, I mean. And I just don't really see the reason or what this is. And let me go back. I'll see if there's any more of this that are worth looking at. And this is apparently... This is German state TV?
Völlig unklar. Also hilft der möglicherweise jemandem? Ich weiß es nicht, aber im Zweifel für den Angeklagten wird.
He worked as a paramedic. Are we serious?
Mal sagen. Völlig unklar.
So Prince Andrew was no pedophile sex offender. New images are said to prove Andrew worked as a paramedic on Epstein.
Bro, what is this? What is going on? These guys are like running justification for like all like just insane shit.
Epstein Island. He was a paramedic. Translate the audio and this video. No way. No way. This is insane. I don't even know what to say. No, we got to find this out. They think the Goyams are retarded. You know what's crazy is that they are. The Goyams are retarded. Like, all they need to do, you've got to keep in mind, the big sports ball event happens tomorrow. So, yeah, the big sports ball event happens. That's going to be it. It said he's sarcastic? Okay.
Book they put out. You can buy it at Barnes & Noble or any major bookstore. And it's called, the name of it is called, Foreign Affairs and World Politics. And the thing in there is, well, New World Order, do you know your way around? And this is the biggest industry in the world, is corrupt international banking. I don't mean local banking. And it's real. They're out in the open. But the little serfs, the little idiots, Peter doesn't tell them, and I don't mean to be mean, but they are. They just go, Big Mac cheeseburger, please. That's all I care about. And I just try to say this.
He's talking about Goy Slop in 1996.
You idiot! It's real! It's real! It's right here in front of your face. They just go, no, it's conspiracy. Everything is wonderful. I never question anything. You can't prove one single thread of what you're saying. How dare you? You are a serious travesty. In fact, I am very afraid of you militant type people.
Bro, he been in it for a while, huh? He really has been. That's crazy. He never changed? Nah, bro. Like, real ones never change. You can go back and see videos of any of the real ones, and it's the same all the way through. And let me go back. I'll watch this one next.
You know they eat babies. That is not bullshit. It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
It's not just the dogs and the cats. They're full-on vampires. And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh, and they drink human blood.
Excuse me, ma'am, it's jerky.
Stop staring at me like that.
You're freaking me out, man. Because you spent your life in the entertainment business, so I think you have some authority on this.
Yes.
So many kids that I was in mental institutions with over the years, they are all from those cults. And they've covered it all up. They covered it all up. And, I just pray to God. I'm just going to pray to God that he opens everybody's eyes in this country.
Man.
By the time we go into vote for Trump, that he will open up everybody's eyes and they will stop pretending to be asleep. You know what they say, you can't wake people up that are pretending to be asleep, but I pray to God,
that's a good point.
Please wake up even those who are pretending to be asleep with the irrefutable truth of what the worst people on this planet are really up to. They are really up to that. They're doing it.
Jesus.
There's so many victims. There are so many victims. There are so many children victims that are now adults. The epidemic in America is child sexual abuse, and I just want people to see it. I want people to open up their eyes and see how prevalent and horrible it is. 1 of 3 girls, 1 of 4 boys in this country today. It's just horrible, and you just can't lie it away anymore. It's going to get more and more apparent, and you got to choose your side.
Yeah, there's no way it's that high, right? Like, there's no way.
Yeah, bro. The focus on the one, like, that's not the important comment, bro. Like, this guy's so retarded, man. Oh, dude, I don't know, guys. Something awful happened. I need to address it. I don't care. What's your Bob doing?
And then it's not. What's his name? Neil. So I just I don't like the science denial. So I know that you guys.
Where did I deny science?
What's that?
Where did I deny science?
Well, I mean, you think evolution's fake and gay.
Dude, are we serious here? I mean, talk about libtard thinking. If you deny evolution, the story of tiny worms then mutating over time, Marvel style, into thinking, breathing humans who do philosophy, right? Accidentally, by the way, by chance, producing organisms that figure out how to fly planes. Because we don't believe that, we're science deniers.
Aren't you also a young Earth creationist?
So hold on. So evolutionary theory is the same thing as science?
I'm saying that you don't agree with evolutionary biology, right?
I don't
What?
agree with macroevolution. No.
But if you understand that what microevolution is over time is what...
Over time? He did the over time meme. And these are, Lucas, God bless him, he's a guy who wants to reorganize, accelerationist kind of view of like format society, right?
Jim Bob's very smart, by the way. Jim Bob's probably one of the smartest fucking motherfuckers on the planet. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just this Epstein stuff makes me so insane. Oh my god, they squeal. I don't think they're gonna squeal, bro. I think they're gonna try to pin all of it on Trump. Like he's just gonna make up a bunch of bullshit when he gets in there. Yeah, I don't know, man. Dude, it's so crazy that it's so in your face and people are still like, oh, it's not real. No, it's not real. I don't know, man. It's not real, guys. It's not real. It's not happening. Like, how many mental gymnastics do you have to play in your own head?
Right? The great change needs to be done, right? Over time. Okay. These are our thinkers. These are the leaders.
What you call macro...
Conceiving of the new world with enough time, really?
evolution. That's what you guys have to understand. The second you...
No, I do understand that, but how do you prove that? That's an assertion. Where's the proof of that?
We have speciations. I'm not an expert in evolution, so I can't tell you every single species. I know there's a ring species in California of salamanders.
There's a ring species of salamanders.
Yeah, so you don't know anything about it, but you believe in it. Okay. Right. Okay. I don't know. I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream, maybe. I do have to get some food, and honestly, the Epstein file shit puts me in such a bad mood. But let me see if there's anything else we can react to real quick. I'm probably going to eat, and then maybe I'll have like a late stream where I play some games, which there probably won't be anybody in there. But when I stream that, but yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Oh, didn't you want me to look at something, sis? I'm sorry, I forgot about it. We went down a rabbit hole. What was the thing you wanted me to look at, sis? I can't find it. Sis rest. What was that video you wanted me to look at earlier? You remember? I don't know. All right. It doesn't seem like he's here. It's fine. Steven. Oh, there you are. Stephen. Johnson versus Fridge. Is it like one of these shorts? Which one is it?
Oh my God.
Boy, this look crazy.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Like a lava cake. Let's see what we got. This is never not gonna hit. The crust is layered and flaky. The oatmeal cream pie inside creamifies to see that they still have these booty pipe sprinkles on here. The frozen.
Okay. I mean, this is literally the goy slop content that we talk about. Like, yeah.
If you've been online at all for the past couple days, it's basically impossible to avoid the topic we're going to cover today. And that's because on Friday, January 30th, the United States Department of Justice, the DOJ, released another batch of the files pertaining to Jeffrey Epstein, an additional 3 million pages at that. There are now over 6 million files in the public record detailing the horrific crimes Epstein has committed, including chilling videos, images, and first-hand accounts from victims that have come out. Much of this content is being scrutinized for being poorly redacted, despite the DOJ ensuring multiple layers of review and quality control. However, the identity of at least 40 survivors have been revealed throughout the documents, with some admitting the experience to be re-traumatizing and disturbing. Some of these photos include the naked bodies of victims, unredacted, leaving publications like the New York Times to personally notify the Department of Justice to push for further redactions. Am I going fucking insane here? Is this not crazy? We should tell the government to redact more of their stuff. Hey, by the way, there's just uncensored photos here, you fucking morons. Oh, that must have slipped through the quality control. There are also reportedly thousands of redaction failures, and in some cases, duplicates of the same file were released with completely different redactions, revealing more information than intended. There are also other strange, blatant errors, like a photo of Michael Jackson and Diana Ross with their children, redacted as if they're victims, despite it being a seemingly innocuous, publicly available photo. It seems like they're trying to redact things, or they're just blindly, if there's any kind of children or anything, they're just throwing it over there without knowing what's bad or what's public or any of that kind of stuff. Regardless, tons of new information is now available, and it's morbidly fascinating to see just how much reach this person has. Not only are various well-known powerful figures being named in these documents, Epstein also seems to have a hand in so much more than you could ever imagine, from video game microtransactions to political influence on 4chan. In the interest of bringing more awareness to the story, we'd like to talk about some of the highlights as well as the internet discussions taking place around this subject. So, just let you know, trigger fucking warning, all that stuff. It's insane. The absurdity of these files is unbelievable. I think more people should know about it. It seems like right now the discussion feels deafening with the amount of stuff that's happening and people know about it, but it is unbelievable still the amount of people that do not know, don't think it's real, or just don't care or whatever. So I would like to take time to talk about this, just to, I don't know, be a person being like, hey, by the way, this is going on. A lot of bad shit in this video, just letting you know, this is the warning. One of the most reoccurring revelations we see throughout these endless editions of files is just how many high-profile people are involved. One of which being President Donald Trump, who is supposedly referenced well over 5,300 times, once more alleging all sorts of sexual misconduct and bolstering the idea that he was much closer to Epstein than he is willing to admit. And in response, he simply states that, quote, very important people told him that the information in the recent drop of the files absolves him, giving basically zero further details about whatever the fuck that means. People closely related to Trump were also named, like his Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. He publicly stated that in 2005, he and his wife stopped associating with Epstein after an uncomfortable early interaction they had visiting his mansion located just next door to them.
He literally lived next to him.
After noticing a massage table,
I didn't even know that.
Epstein was
Till I
told
read
that
the
he
files.
gets massages every day. He then stepped uncomfortably close to him and claimed he gets, quote, the right kind of massage, which supposedly revolted them so much they never wanted to see him again.
Socially, for business, even philanthropy.
Bro, his entire admin is literally like, so whether or not you want to believe he himself is complicit, because like I haven't seen direct evidence that's like actually reasonable outside of allegations that the FBI even dismisses. But like his entire admin is very clearly, like especially this guy, is especially complicit.
That guy was there. I wasn't going because he's gross.
This is all very suspicious considering that emails released in the files prove that he was planning a trip to Epstein's Island in 2012, years later. Further documents even show that they planned to work together in 2018. The files make claims about even more world leaders. For example, FBI sources also claim that Jeffrey Epstein was the wealth manager of Vladimir Putin. The same goes for Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly known as Prince Andrew, had his royal title stripped away due in part to his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, while he constantly denies this, the new files show further conversations with Epstein on top of images of him kneeling over an unidentified woman who could potentially be a 25-year-old Russian woman and not a child. Other high-powered, wealthy people such as Steve Tisch, the co-owner of the New York Giants, were seen exchanging vulgar messages about women Epstein was planning on hooking up with, though he publicly states that he never took him up on his offer. I never did it. It's not like I ever actually did it though. Football! Hut, hut, hey! Why did we trade Saquon? God. There are even big names in the tech space that are involved. Not just Sergey Brin, one of Google's co-founders, but Bill Gates himself. Even years after Epstein pled guilty to soliciting prostitution from minors in 2011, Bill Gates was continuing to spend time with them, despite his now ex-wife Melinda Gates urging him not to. This is part of the reason they got divorced in 2021. The recent files reveal allegations from Epstein that Bill Gates was cheating on his then wife and trying to hide a sexually transmitted disease he obtained from, quote, Russian girls. Part of the emails, which Epstein strangely only sent to himself, includes a claim that Gates was trying to request antibiotics that he would, quote, surreptitiously give to Melinda. Bill completely denies these claims, calling them absolutely absurd, which Epstein desperately wanted Gates to join a business venture, so the narrative is that this is blackmail and the truth of the whole situation's unclear, but come on, dude. Well, that's the easiest thing too, is people can just say, it's blackmail. No! Come on!
He was blackmailing people, though. He gets you in trouble and then be like...
I mean, don't get me wrong. He had fodder to blackmail you, but it's another thing, too, of like, I didn't talk to that guy anymore. And it's like, you ain't hanging out with him after he got arrested for child sex trafficking in 2011? Like, kind of. He has jet skis. I really want to know the justification when people are like, well, yeah, I talked to him, but it's just because I love fishing. I love deep sea fishing. That's the only place I could do it. God! Elon Musk and Epstein were connected as well. There are messages dating as far back as 2012 showing that he aimed to take a trip to Epstein's island. Once again, this is well after Epstein became a convicted sexual offender. Just putting that out there. 2011, 2012. It's a full year, a full calendar year. And one of these emails, Elon asks, what day/night will be the wildest party on your island? In a separate follow-up email, it reads, quote, do you have any parties planned? I've been working to the edge of sanity this year, and so once my kids head home after Christmas, I really want to hit the party scene in St. Bart's or elsewhere and let loose. The invitation is much appreciated, but a peaceful island experience is the opposite of what I'm looking for.
Whoa.
I don't care if he's like, he had amazing jet skis and whatever. With everything we know now, how else could you take it? I want to get wild.
That's like saying the same thing to Diddy. I want to get wild at the Diddy party.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, if Diddy was like, I want to throw another whiteout party, whatever. You kind of look at that in a different fucking light now, too. I want to get, yeah, exactly. Diddy and me should get loose at your island party. And I don't mean a calming thing. I want to get fucking buck wild. Also, mind you, you're emailing this to a guy that got arrested for child sex trafficking a year before. That's like going up to the BTK killer and being like, can you teach me how to fucking tie some knots? Is it not? Oh, I mean, he knows how.
Brother, he already served 2 terms, you stupid Indian fuck.
Tie knots. Yeah. Holy fuck. These messages are absurd considering Elon had long since attacked people for associating with Epstein, including Donald Trump himself, as recent as last year. Also, there was some other emails shared around, like the girls for the win or the epic vacation email meme is not real, apparently. So, you know, just saying. There's a couple that there are files of the emails that are real and some that are not. The one being where fucking Epstein called Elon, like, I don't know, like a fucking buzzkill or something like that. That one's fake, even though people were like, that is awesome. Which also, that's another thing too, is people being like, that is so funny that Epstein thought Elon was a buzzkill. And you're like, that's hysterical, actually. God. One of the many FBI tips related in the files are from a woman who alleges that she was drugged and sexually abused on many occasions. She claims rapper Pusha T was one of her, quote, handlers, and that she once woke up in a room with both Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein. Good fucking God.
Yeah, there's monsters around it.
The files are also filled with various forms of media that are quite unnerving, not just images of young children, but locations from Epstein Island that have ignited all sorts of conspiracy theories online. And these photos range from bizarrely designed buildings like striped houses to what seems to be a dentist's office surrounded by poorly crafted face masks resembling real known figures. Just very like weird, culty, like it almost makes it seem like every conspiracy theorist that you hear about this shit was right.
That's actually the consensus on Twitter now.
Really?
Well, there's a lot of emails that I saw. I don't know if they're actually real, but they're doing things of like, I want a cheese pizza and like a.
Well, I was gonna say the Pizzagate thing. Everyone laughed about that. Whatever.
But, yeah, the thing is, from what I understand, it's like the one pizza place they were pointing to wasn't actually like that was innocent, supposedly.
I'm just saying, if you're in Jeffrey Epstein's email list, emailing a motherfucker about cheese pizza, you don't have to be a waterhead to realize that that motherfucker ain't talking about cheesy bread. All right? Am I wrong? I mean, like, it's just one of those things where it's like, why are we even giving this the benefit of the doubt? You know? Well, I mean, who knows? It's like, we got enough proof. Okay? Ain't no way. I'm not fucking messaging Jeffrey Dahmer about breadsticks and soda pop. Hey, Jeff, you want to go get breadsticks and soda pop? You're talking about a fucking Puerto Rican guy at a gay club. You know what I mean? Am I wrong? Good God. Ugh. One of the most unexpected discoveries is that Epstein might be partially responsible for microtransactions in the biggest FPS of all time, Call of Duty. In an email from 2012, 4 months before microtransactions were added to Black Ops 2, former Activision CEO Bobby Kotick thanked Epstein for an offer and for the fun he had with him and his team of experts. Throughout a specific email conversation among Pablos Holman, Epstein, and Bobby Kotick, the trio discusses this topic and are all in agreement. Pablos is also quoted saying, quote, "I'm all for indoctrinating kids into an economy. People took it to the next level by giving the claims validity simply because the abbreviation for the name of the in-game currency in Call of Duty is called fucking CP. How? How? These conversations occurred around the same time that Epstein was banned from Xbox Live. In December of 2013, Epstein's account was banned for, quote, harassment threats and or the abuse of other players, meaning he was on mic potentially arguing with teens or young adults and threatening them. Enough so that you get kicked from the fucking game, even though you know personally the fucking guy who made the game. And they were still like, we have got to kick him. He had that much time. How much time do billionaires have?
All the time in the world.
You
baby.
have all the time in the world. You get to a spot where I'm guessing it's just the money is just coming and you don't have to do anything, to where you have enough time to literally be in a room alone with yourself on mic yelling at children in Call of Duty. This is not the only reason he was banned. Xbox would send a second message revealing that they also banned him for being a registered sex offender. Go to Xbox. Oh shit. Okay.
Wait, that came second?
Yeah, I was gonna say that came second. Well, this adult is verbally abusing children. Oh, nope, he's a sexual offender. Okay, no more Call of Duty and Halo for you, buddy. The recent batch of files also revealed that Epstein was an avid enjoyer of Battle Royale games. In an email, Epstein was excited about the upcoming Battle Royale mode added to Black Ops 4 and wanted to buy stock in Activision, thinking it would be a big success. And in the same email, he also mentions Fortnite, which online investigators found was allegedly one of his favorite games. There are pages of documents mentioning Fortnite and one of
Bro. Bro. What is this world?
in particular showed that Epstein had purchased $26 worth of V-Bucks. This led down to a rabbit hole that allegedly uncovers his old account by matching the username Little Jeff 1.
Littlest Jeff.
Littlest. By matching the username Littlest Jeff 1 to a YouTube email that showed the account had the same name. Here's the thing saying about that and the video game stuff, because it sounds absurd and like who gives a fuck. It's just the sheer reach, and it's just that it is in everything. It's fucking makes you just, like in every aspect of life, of anything, it seems like this motherfucker had his hand in it. It's insane. 4chan is notorious for dark and seedy posts, but it turns out that Epstein might have had a hand in creating one of its most polarizing pages. The poll board is one of the most active boards in all of 4chan and is known for cultivating a lot of horrible beliefs that are now popular in American politics. Epstein was a regular user of 4chan, and one of his favorite places to visit and share was the U board, or the 4chan Yuri board. He also regularly viewed Overwatch porn, and at one point emailed a Five Nights at Freddy's porn gift to a friend from a thread about Mercy Doggy Styles POV. What? Mercy Doggy Style POVs with the subject, quote, amazing animations.
This is a true purveyor of the arts.
A true purveyor of the arts. What's interesting about this is just that, like, I feel like sometimes people think it's like this extravagant, eyes wide shut, oh, it's mansions and it's delicate and it's fine art. And it's like, no, he's just as, it's all the shit that like is normalized with normal culture and your regular down to earth people, whatever. It's like, no, this is still the same shit that they're sending each other, except they have their hands in everything. He also had ties to 4chan's creator Chris Poole and was very fond of him, often calling him, quote, interesting and bright. In a recent released email, both Epstein and Chris met up and chatted a day after Political User Board was created, leaving many to believe that Epstein had some sort of influence in the creation of the board. And if true, this would mean he is responsible for creating some of the most heinous online cultures and movements within the last 2 decades. This bombshell discovery led to people scrubbing the board for any post from or related to Epstein, and this led to a post from 2019 alleging that Epstein was swapped out with a decoy inmate the morning he was found dead. Roberto Grijalava was a guard at the Metropolitan Correctional Center, where Epstein was held, and made a post on the political board on the day Epstein was found hanging in a cell. In the post, he alleges that at 4:15 a.m., Epstein was removed from his cell and taken to a medical care in a wheelchair, but not a single nurse on...
Oh, you didn't know about the 4chan stuff? Yeah, it gets deeper because he's also, like, Ghislaine was running Reddit. Like, she was, like, in the back end of Reddit, like, controlling a lot of Reddit stuff, so... Yeah, I mean, they propped up Reddit and they propped up 4chan. He also pushed transgender shit. He was like the biggest funder behind the scenes of like the transgender movement, and it was purposely to like do it to kids. They were trying to mutilate children. That was the point. They'd talk about it in emails.
Duty ever saw or spoke to him. Next, an unmarked van pulls up.
And the reason why they did that is because like it made the children more susceptible to like be controlled essentially, because like it made them unstable.
And a man in a military gear gets out of the back. The van did not sign in, and the license plate was never recorded. After that, Epstein was moved to a single-person cell where he was found dead that morning. At first, people were skeptical of the claim until documentation was found confirming that Roberto was working at the correctional facility at this time. Not only that, but the post was subpoenaed for court records. With all this talk around 4chan, another famous theory has been revived now that more files have been released. Pizzagate was a massive conspiracy theory in 2016, which alleged that high-ranking members of the Democratic Party were linked to a pedophilia ring located inside a local pizza shop in Washington, D.C. The reason for its revival is that numerous files use the word pizza in different contexts, such as head counts for pizza and asking if anyone in Austin wanted pizza. During the original Pizzagate scandal, people began incorrectly linking foods to children using keywords like ice cream, cheese, or hot dogs. Now it seems like people are doing the same thing, making large assumptions about the connections between specific food-based words and the evil things that took place on Epstein's island. It's important to take all this with a grain of salt, as many of the messages are strange and could be interpreted as cryptic. But due to the evil things that are actually occurring, it's almost like anything and everything is possible. There was a lot of disinformation in 2016, and many people are concerned that the same thing is happening again with the recent revival of this topic. Many popular claims online are being proven false by the day, so I'm sure even when this comes out, shit will have been proven false. So you gotta do the research, so take everything we're saying with a grain of salt. For example, one post gaining tons of traction online is that Epstein had a bank account named Baal after a religious demonic figure. This is likely because of a typo in a document after it was scanned through an OCR software that was the phrase bank name replaced with ball name. Which I don't know, dude. Motherfucker probably does have a bank account named Ball.
Yeah, that's where they draw the line.
I'm the devil. Yeah, exactly. It was probably bank. No, probably motherfucker thought he was the devil, okay? Because of how powerful and wide-reaching Jeffrey Epstein was, it seems like he had an influence in way more than you would expect. It's hard to make sense of it all. But don't let the goofier side of these conspiracy theories and the jokes online deter you from the fact that this person has committed some of the most fucked up crimes in recent human history, and that it's involved with so many people that are in the public light. I mean, it's just fucking insane. And now it's become so normalized where people will joke about like, oh, are you on Epstein's list? That I feel like it's like not keeping in mind just how fucking horrible it is, you know? I know people in time, as time goes on, the more, you know, it's almost like 9/11 jokes or it's whatever, where it's just a horrible atrocity, but over time we're able to stomach it. But it feels like even after this person has been gone, so much more is still being revealed, and like it feels like the shit's still going on, you know? And we're finding out more about these fucking evil people that are still walking among us. It's just fucking creepy, and I want to take time to, you know, just talk about it. It's fucking insane, man. It's fucking absolutely insane. Also, some of the emails too issue? Is it real about the whole, like, what is it, George Bush eating baby shit out of people's intestines or like, or whatever the fuck it is? Some of these claims are so insane. In your brain, my initial reaction to it is there's no way. But at the same time, there's a fucking pedophile island where people go vacation and have fun at. I don't know anymore, dude. I don't know.
I can't wait for the Netflix documentary.
And Netflix will be right there. Can we make a documentary of it? Or that motherfucker who makes the Monster Show.
Oh, yeah.
Monster Jeffrey Epstein. And he'll try to do something and make him like, well, this is why he did it. He like always sympathizes the fucking serial killers.
Fucking
Isn't
gross.
that weird?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I hate it, bro. I hate those documentaries, bro. It's fucking gross. Okay. Last one. I'm not gonna watch all of this. This is too much. Oompa does really. He really deep dives in a lot of this shit. So there might be a lot of good shit in here. Yeah, but I'm gonna wrap it up here, boys. You know what? Hang on. Let's end on a good note.
I'm appreciative of that. Broden says the tide is changing. New mindset, my man. Yeah. And I just wanted to kind of open this today and say this.
What's this? 43-year-old man cries about being featured on livestream fails after complaining about only receiving $20 for playing a video game for 3 hours and it goes viral. This is the original video. Okay, I get it. All right, is there anything else about this? Man complains
of Call of Duty Black Ops 7 I've ever had.
Right.
My own teammate. Shot my own teammate in the back of the head. That is not an exaggeration.
Is this the best one? Is this his best deaths or?
Oh my god. Oh. And I had a positive kill death ratio. I don't even want to look at my kill death ratio because I know it's terrible. I know I'm doing awful. Sometimes.
Oh, so this is like a reverse revisionist history. Okay, got it. Tearing it up. Oh. He killed that guy. That's pretty good.
That's not what I wanted to do. Richie.
All right.
This sucks. My mouse hit the side.
I'm gonna be honest, guys. Y'all have watched me play Battlefield. Like,
Yeah, you can't say shit, bro.
My
You're
mouse
better?
hit the side, and
I don't know.
But even when I was swapping to my
I'm pretty
alternate, my
bad.
handgun to do that daily challenge, when I was trying to do things, just basically everything was kicking ass. Seriously.
You never say you did well in Battlefield?
Wow. I can't see. Oh my god, that guy's just spraying and it wouldn't show his name, so I couldn't aim for him. I was just going crazy. And the thing is, people that were there were cheering for me and were like, yeah, good job.
Good job.
The
Good job,
was
Phil.
good. But during the entire time...
You know, honestly, man, God bless DSP, man. Like, in these dark times, we all need a lol cow. Like, with these dark times, man, with all the shit going on, sometimes, like, we just need a little DSP in our life.
I played Call of Duty, that was 3 hours.
Played Call of Duty for 3
Like, dude, this guy's life is so fucking tough, man.
hours. That's a long time.
A Black Ops 7 today? I only got like
this guy is the definition of goy slop. When Jeffrey Epstein jokes with other world leaders about goy slop and about the goyim and how retarded they are, DSP's picture is in that discussion. Like, he is the definition of goy slop.
$20 of support.
Wow. That's fucked up, guys. That is fucked up. Who's not donating? Who is this? Like, he played Call of Duty for you for 3 hours, and he only got $20?
Look at his
That's
face.
like $8.
Look at his face while he says it. He's like, this is literally the face like women make. This is the face like a woman makes when she's like, what, you gonna do the dishes? Are you gonna take out the trash? Oh, you're not gonna do it? Okay. I slaved for 3 hours over this stove, and you're gonna take out the trash, okay?
It's an hour. No, that's lower than $7. I mean, this is basically theft. Whenever I see DSP doing this, I find it to be funny. I really do. Anyway, let me continue.
It's so fucking funny.
That's not an exaggeration. It was like 3 hours of gameplay, $20 of support. No one supports Call of Duty. Seriously.
Wow. Wow.
It's bad.
$20?
It's to the point now where, like,
nobody's giving money for
I've
Call
tried
of Duty.
playing Black Ops 7 so many times.
Yeah.
Like 3 or 4 different times, and it keeps just not getting supported.
Oh, the reason why I thought about this is if you waited for DSP to play a video game that's like really, really stupid. Well, I think of the dumbest video game that you could possibly imagine. Think about it being like Fall Guys. And every single time that he played Fall Guys, you donated $150. He'd be a Fall Guys streamer, and you would totally ship make him play. Oh my god! Yeah.
Make him play High Guard.
He did.
I saw the grenade. It's pretty obvious that was going to happen.
I got better at it. I unlocked new things I wanted to try, like akimbo SMGs and other things. I can't keep streaming this game.
That's cool.
When no one wants to support it.
It's true. I mean, really.
I'm sorry,
Korean barbecue menu.
Starve?
Black Ops 7 ended. We did DSP Tries It, the Shake Shack Korean barbecue menu that just launched.
So you didn't even make your money back from eating the hamburger.
And I tried the burger, the chicken.
$16, okay.
Bites, and...
It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe he's a real person. Sometimes, dude, I'm serious. So it's like, oh, DSP, that's a real guy. It's a real person. It's real. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. I might be back on in like an hour or two just to do some like late night gaming. But that's probably be it. I hope you make it to Mizuki's Wednesday stream. Why? What's going on in her Wednesday stream? I'll be at work, so probably not. Well, why? What's she doing Wednesday? Huh? What's going on Wednesday there, Brian?
Bank was bankrupted is because these criminals were taking.
She's being cute fox, of course. I don't know. I'm checking Discord until the Gooners come. Oh, okay. I don't know. I mean, she streams when I work, so I don't know. Yeah, well, you know what? When Mizuki comes in my stream and says hi, I'll go in her stream. Okay, how about that? I think I've done enough, right? I put you on to Mizuki, and you're like her biggest fucking simp, all right? So she should be thankful. I'm basically like her. I basically pimped you out to her. Like all that money should have been mine. I'm just kidding. but like, I mean, technically, you know, technically she should be thanking me for putting all of you simps onto her stream and getting her all the money. Yeah. But it's fine. No. Hopefully she's good. Anyway. Yeah, I don't really want to. You gave her a pet sugar daddy. Yes, I literally gave Mizuki a sugar daddy, yeah. Like Brian is her sugar daddy. This guy's giving her like 5,000 subs. It's fucking insane. But yeah, no, it's good. It's fine. She needs the help. But it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna collab with her. Like, I don't want to collab with anybody because like I'm like a stain on your existence. So if you're trying to be an actual successful YouTuber, the one thing you don't want to do is collab with me. So like, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna watch more Epstein stuff to ruin my mentality until I eat food and then play some games later. But yeah, I might be on later. No promises. Maybe like 2 hours from now or something for like a quick like 2-hour gaming stream. But that's about it. So I love you guys. God bless. Yeah. I think I'm gonna react to. I'll give you guys a sneak hidden. I'm gonna be reacting to a side scrollers episode because Brian wants me to. So, and I do whatever Brian says because he is our bankroller here. Yeah. So whatever Brian says is what I react to, and Brian wants me to react to side scrollers. So I'll probably watch a side scrollers. I don't know though because if it's like 3 hours long, Brian, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna react to that. So, I might like find segments or something. But yeah. Anyway, God bless. Love you all. Goodbye. Okay.